know that. So what I'm saying is, what happens now is, what I'm saying, this is opinion of Imam Abu Hanifa. Is Imam Abu Hanifa, since you are Hanafi, is he our hujjah as a Muslim?
What do you mean?
Hujjah, is he our criteria as a Muslim? Didn't he say that if anything I say goes against Hadith or Quran, throw it to the wall? Didn't he say that or not?
Yes, except this man in the grave, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Not that Imam Malik said.
Yeah.
That Imam Malik said that anyone, you can disagree with anyone,
exactly.
apart from this man in the grave.
Yes.
But Imam Abu Hanifa says
I don't
that
think Imam Abu
anything
Hanifa
of
said
mine.
anything wrong in this regard. Like, I don't have a problem with view. Actually, I think it's a good view, especially to teach to new Muslims who are learning how to pray and because Islam is meaningful.
You know what it is, bro? Shall I tell you what happened? Let me talk. You know what happened to me, yeah? I'm a boxing teacher, yeah? I teach boxing and that, right? I work with a coach, yeah? His name's Mark Callahan. You can find him on Facebook. He's had over 100 fights, yeah? Right? He became a revert. Yeah, he accepted Islam and he came to my club. We're training the kids together, yeah? And I go, Mark, man, you know, how's Islam going for you? How are you finding it? He goes, right, I go, have you learned to pray yet? And them days I was more like Arabic, you have to pray in Arabic, yeah? He goes, oh, no, I just mumble. I can't remember, I'm trying to learn. And I went, all right then, so what's the ruling for you then? Like, someone told you a different way you can do it, because you see Mark, he's punch drunk. You know what that means? You know what that means? When you're punchy, boxers get punchy, yeah? Because they took too many punches, the heads work differently, right? Mark can remember vividly about all his training and all his fights from 1990. I can say to Mark, it's so funny. I go to Mark, in 1995, where was you? He goes, I was in Jackson Boxing Club, I was with that coach, and I was doing this and I was doing that. And it's all vivid for him. I go, Mark, what did you eat last night? He goes, I can't remember or anything. That's his brain and how he works. So his learning mechanisms are very strange now, yeah? He's gone a little bit all over the place. So what I said to him, I go, what's going to happen when you want to pray? And, you know, he goes, I've tried, Quran. I can't even remember a word. I go, what do you do? He goes, I just stand there and mumble. Yeah? I go, that's not fair on you, bro. Yeah? I go, that's not fair for you, is it? Yeah? And Islam is supposed to be fair, isn't it? Of course. Yeah, it has to be for everybody, right?
But not you who judge this. It's not you.
Brother, let him finish.
Yeah, man, relax, man. Listen, I'm talking about Mark, not me. I'm saying, I didn't say I didn't make a suggestion. Yeah? I just looked at him and I thought, oh man, what's Mark gonna do now? Yeah, but I see people as well, when everyone else around him can recite and remember or understand, and he's not even near the door yet. Yeah? And I just thought it was a very sad day for me. Yeah?
So I agree with you, brother. If somebody doesn't know Arabic and they in their own language recite Salah, Alhamdulillah, no fine.
That's what I'm doing.
But
That's what I do.
No. But you think if somebody can learn Arabic, they should learn Arabic?
Of course.
Yeah.
No problem with that. Listen, I'll hang up with nobody, bro.
But you cannot tell them you need to read by English.
No, there's always a choice.
No, we take Islam
No
how
choice.
is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi
There's a
wasallam.
choice.
I'm a Somali. No one from my previous Somali said we learn Quran in Arabic.
So what do you say?
My wife, she's a Western woman. When she learns now, she's struggling, but she takes double jihad, better than me because I'm born in Dubai. I'm a Somali. I'm born in Dubai, so I have this Arabic language easy for me. But Muhammad himself, he never give excuse to the other people when they come. He said to them, when you make a mistake, you take double ajr, and the Arabic speaker, not me, but I'm Arabic speaker. You understand? I have one ajr. She have double, but it's not anyway.
Can I ask one question?
cannot change or twist the religion.
Brother, where did you do your classes? Are they on YouTube or something?
I'm gonna try to do like a Zoom class.
So how do you, is it physically you have
It's
to?
gonna be physically as well.
Okay, so where are you based in London?
Yeah,
or?
Ilford.
Oh, I'm from Forest Gate.
Near to me.
Then we could,
Come down.
Okay, inshallah.
Come down,
So
bro.
do you know Sheikh Atabek?
No.
Oh, okay.
Can I
I
ask
know
you?
Imam Abu Hanifa.
Can
I stick with him.
Mashallah, that's very-
I
stick with him, bro.
Can I ask you
I
both
learned
of
the
you one
Hanafi.
question? If Arabic and English both, what would you think is reading Salah in? Both is equal for you?
To me,
or
my
Arabic
viewpoint is
preferable?
mother tongue.
Mother tongue. So
Yeah, 'cause you wouldn't know it.
You're Urdu or English, sorry. So you think if you know Arabic, I guess you know Arabic?
No, I tried to learn it. I couldn't remember. I don't remember one word.
So if you know Arabic and English both,
Ananas. I know this.
So
I learned this.
brother, if you know Arabic,
Ananas.
if you know Arabic and English both, which one you prefer to read Salah in?
My mother tongue.
Okay. And what do you think, brother? If you know Arabic and English both.
For me, it's not about preference.
Really?
That's dangerous.
I think that's really wrong.
We're going now to the We're going to the Yahudi and the
I read
Nasara
Arabic.
area with the Christian
Arabic?
area.
No.
If we not,
You don't know it.
if I
But
speak
I can, if I want to know the meaning of Al-Fatiha,
practice my religion in Somali,
You know what
it's
you're saying?
dangerous.
Al-Fatiha, I know what I'm saying.
Now
yeah?
we're losing
All
a
of it.
lot of meanings.
Yeah.
And
The
we're
whole
adding a
Namas,
lot
if I
of words.
forgot.
You know
the
the
whole
Jummah
Namas.
Hutbah?
Yeah.
Is that said in
Do you know it, bro?
in your
Yes,
language or is
simple.
it said in
And you know
Arabic?
from top to
I'm
bottom,
telling you.
A to Z, the whole namaz.
No,
Right. So you don't know what you're praying.
100%. No.
I know you don't.
When I say Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad, I know what I'm saying. That Allah have salam to you or Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his progeny. Oh Allah Mubarak.
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, I'll tell you something, right? Let me tell you something. Yeah, try this. Yeah, if you're okay, if you're open-minded, right? If you believe that the correct path is not around, try this. Get 2 nafil. Yeah. Try 2 nafil. Yeah. And get your Urdu. In Urdu, I'll tell you what, bro. When I recite Urdu, yeah, you gotta listen to it. It's beautiful. Yeah, the words, the language is lovely. Once, try it.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not totally against what he's saying. But I'm saying if you can learn
You know
Arabic,
against what I'm saying.
if you can learn
Try it.
Arabic, I because this
I
is
tried, bro. We've been over this. We're not going back again. I told you I couldn't learn it.
like
I'm a single dad with 4 children. I have a business. I teach kids boxing in my spare time. I tried to learn Arabic in the middle of it. Yeah, and it was very different. Okay, and I didn't get to learn it. So now I'm here. Yeah, I'm at a point in my life where I'm mature enough to say, you know what? I'm 40 years old. I'm not going to learn this language. It's not coming to me. If it was going to come to me, it would have come by now. Right?
It's not because I'm a Muslim, but it's because what dawah person friend told me. He told me that when you do the prayer, it must be in Arabic.
He said that, but that's not actually a fact. Yeah. Okay. It's an idea. Okay. Facts are facts. Ideas are ideas.
Do you know where did it originate from?
Yeah, we know that. But the whole of humanity is not Arabic, is it?
No, but
You know what it is, bro? See what you're saying there. I get that. I get what you're saying, and I understand the point you're trying to make. But at the end of the day, if God wanted the whole world to pray in Arabic, we would have known it from day one. Yeah, and it wouldn't be such a hard language. And it's one of the hardest languages in the world to learn. And even on Facebook, well, from what I read it is, because even when I read from, people that teach it, especially a lot of groups on Facebook, they say, they even state it themselves, they say, this is not an easy language to learn and it takes a long time. And they said, it's always best when you're born into it, because you have to learn these special ways of pronouncing words and things like that. And it's not that easy, because they are born and they got this like all this, yeah? And we don't have that. Not everyone has that. So to actually, first you got, before you even get to the language, you got to attain all these things, but they're not naturally in us. So what you're trying to do is learn a language unnaturally. And that goes against what you're doing, isn't it? Like natural cause, isn't it? It's not natural for you. So it's not going to be easy, is it?
what do you say Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin in English? When you salah, you do Fatiha?
Yeah,
You say Fatiha? So how do you say it? What do you say?
I recite. Yeah.
Say to me, what do you say? Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin.
I'll show you.
Just one word.
I'll show you.
You don't memorize it?
It's memorized, but I'll show you. You know why I don't like reciting it? I'll do it better over there. It's not the place to recite. This is the place for it, you know?
No, because what I'm saying is Arabic is much more rich language than English language.
Well, everyone has an opinion. Everyone has an idea. It doesn't stay in the Quran that it's a rich language that is better than this. And the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ did say that language of paradise is the easiest one to learn. Yeah? Did he say that?
Where did he say that?
He said it.
No, I'm not saying he did, but I like to say I didn't read
Language
that.
of paradise is going to be the easiest one to learn. That's what he said. He didn't, and remember, he was Arabic. He was there. He could have just said, if it was the language of paradise, it's Arabic.
No, I'm not saying it's language of paradise. I'm not saying that it's language of
I
paradise.
think it's English.
But in this world, language of this world, Islam, it came in Arabic. So I'm saying that Arabic is different than English.
Yeah, but there's reasons why Allah talks about them in the Quran. It didn't just like what you just said. It came in Arabic. There's reasons why it came in. And Allah states them in the Quran. And He stated them, I think, in more than 3-4 verses. Yeah, why? He even tells you the reason why.
Say that again.
He even tells you why.
About what? Sorry.
Why it was revealed in Arabic.
In Arabic.
Yeah, he tells you why in the Quran. You should know.
Yeah, so you can understand.
No.
To
So
Arabic.
that they may understand.
They may understand. Yeah,
not me.
No, talking to people.
To them. We're telling the people so that you may understand.
Yeah, that you may understand.
Yeah,
I agree.
But even when the verses did come out, they found it very difficult to understand, and still would ask the Prophet to give an explanation on each and every verse.
Because some are hyperbole.
Because the people in that area were very uneducated. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of education around. There was very few literate people. So Allah gave it and helped. He wanted to make it easy for them, as easy as possible. Yeah, and he tried, but without compromising.
No, not every verse is like that. For example, Kul huwa Allahu ahad. How difficult that? There is no God but one God. There is one God, Allah.
Some people it might be difficult.
What difficult is in that?
To my friend Mark Callahan, it might be difficult. He might not remember it the next day.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
That is within you. You don't want to understand. Otherwise, it's the most simple statement. There is no God but Allah. It's a simple statement.
Some people might not be able to remember that the next day. You know?
No,
not everyone's brain works the same.
No, you can say in any language. If you don't want to understand, you don't want to understand. The point here is, Allah chose this language for His last message.
No, He didn't say that. He didn't say that. You just said that.
No,
He
he chose Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam as a prophet of God, yeah? And he was an Arab.
Yeah.
So Allah chose.
Yeah, but remember what you're saying. You're going on. You know the problem with what you're saying to me is that you're not actually getting a verse out of the book and saying this is why Islam was given out. This is why. It doesn't back up what you're saying.
Do you believe there is the last message of God? Yes?
Yeah, of course.
Quran.
Right?
So
then
what language was
and
it?
the second part of this, you didn't even state what the Prophet said about praying or what language Islam should practice in, because you know why? They didn't talk about it.
No.
You know why? Do you know why? Because we have to figure this out.
Brother, I'm saying that. Brother Muhammad, I'm saying that. Allah planned everything, yes? Allah is the best of planners. Yeah, Allah planned everything. So in His plan, He knew that He's going to send His last...
How old are you, bro?
How old do you think I am?
You're older than me, I'm 40.
I'm 52.
Okay, look at this, yeah? Look at the situation you're in. You're 52, and you don't even know your whole salah yourself.
No, I do.
Properly, no, you don't.
I do, of course. And if I don't, I'll go back to the Arabic and translate it
let's see if you do.
and remind myself.
Sami Allah uliman hamida. Translate.
Sami Allah liman hamida. If I don't know, I can go back.
Okay, you don't know.
I can.
Okay, you don't know.
No, hang on.
I can tell you.
I can tell you.
Before you embarrass yourself, look, if Allah has heard and listened to all those praises.
The greatest praise to Allah, the praiseworthy. Yes,
No, it's not. It means Allah has listened to all those who have praised Him.
praised, yes.
And then Rabbana Lakam, oh my Lord, praise be to you.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so now you didn't get it right.
No, I remember it, I forgot.
Come on, let's just be real.
That's why we say Rabbana lakal hamd. Because Allah heard
What I mean to say, bro,
Allah heard those who praise Him.
Look, you're 52. Yeah, you're 52, and you haven't got that yet, right? You're not there yet.
No, I
but
forgot.
that's not fair on you. No, it's not. No, it's not. I haven't forgotten.
I
haven't
know.
forgotten. though.
Brother,
I know
I
it.
know. Brother,
yeah,
I
because
know.
you know why? Because look. This is the problem with a lot of people. Yeah, there's a religion over there. Yeah, and it's in a different language. Imagine you bought a car. Yeah, imagine you bought a car. Yeah, right, and it's from Japan. Right, you got the car here. Wait, 1 minute. You know how to start the car, yeah? Push the clutch. It's universal. There's something universal about a car that we all can do, right? We start it, we put in gear, we can drive, we know indicators, we know the window, that we know where the mirrors are, right? But to access the features of the car, but the features all in Japanese, how are you going to access them? You don't know. You're going to have to get a translator, right? No. You're going to have to either get a translator or go learn the language. Which one's easier? To get a translator, say, can you translate these buttons for me? And we'll quickly label them, right?
No, actually, go on YouTube and find a video.
Maybe. Yeah, translator. Someone translates it. Okay, one minute. Let me come point. That's what this brother is. That is the boat. That is the boat this brother's in. He's in the boat where he's in. Yeah, you do, because you don't even know your salah.
Don't judge me on that.
I'm not judging you. I'm just saying, look, I'm on a boat where I know exactly what I'm saying. So what am I able to do? My point is that I'm able to access all the features. Yeah, and I have. And you know the truth is, I actually have. You know what's the main feature I've learned?
This guy likes to talk a lot, actually.
Why that's what I'm made to do. That's what I'm made to do.
No.
Right. Listen, you know the main feature is.
You don't. It's a dialogue. It's a dialogue. It's not monologue, brother.
Me talk. You talk.
But you know the main feature. I didn't buy a ticket for a lecture.
You know the main feature is. But that's what I do. You know the main feature is.
Why you didn't want me to speak?
You know in a minute when I make my point. I didn't get to my point. Let me make my point.
Brother.
Let me finish. I'm almost there. I'm almost there. You won't let me finish. Okay. Right. The main feature I got, right, from doing it this way, which I couldn't get from doing it another way because I couldn't get that information. Yeah. I learned about my prayer. Yeah. And not to boast or be arrogant about it. yeah, it's a really good place.
That's your opinion.
Right? It is the best place for any human being, especially a Muslim, to worship. It is that time of night that Allah speaks about in the Quran more than any other prayer. It's a verse actually dedicated to it. There's the Quran itself was revealed, yeah, in the night, in the last 10 days, on the special night where the night prayer is most promoted, yeah, the 27th night of Ramadan. But I get all that now, yeah, and you know how I got it so good? I pray that night prayer every single night now. Over 1 year, bro. Hand on the Quran, no nights off. Yeah, I get up for tahajjud, I pray every night, and that's not to boast of arrogance. It's just to show people the proof is in the pudding, right? When you do something, what comes out the fruit? Yeah, what your rewards are.
So I think I know what you're saying.
Okay.
What you're saying is that
I like to say something now.
I got more out this way than I did that.
I like to say something now.
You understand?
I like to say something. I also believe the Quran, the real meaning of Quran is to understand the message of God. I always tell people as well, it's like the doctor has written something in a different language, your prescription. So you keep reading prescription, but you're not acting on that because you're not understanding it. Yeah, the message of the reason of Quran reveal is to understand it. Obviously, not to just recite it. I don't agree with people who hit. Okay, brother, I haven't finished yet.
Who makes you
I'll let you speak. Let me speak right now. So what the people when Hafiz, now my wife always say that, look at the Hafiz of Quran, look at the Hafiz of Quran. I said, is the Hafiz of Quran understand the Quran or not? Many people just memorize it, they have no clue what they're talking about. The real reason for Quran is to understand it, yes. But I'm in a better position, I hope, than him. Why? Because I acknowledge both. I understand the Quran as well. Listen, let me finish. And I also read in the same language which was revealed to our Prophet ﷺ. I acknowledge that Allah chose this language for his last message because Allah planned everything.
But he doesn't know his prayer.
Brother, don't judge me.
You don't know.
I do.
You don't know. I asked you two questions.
No.
On both sides.
Well, I forgot the end.
You don't know
the meaning because I
mean,
know.
you don't know
because I know when I say Rabbana wa lakal hamd meaning and all praise be to God meaning because Sami Allahu wa hamida I couldn't remember the meaning, but I know when I'm saying it, I'm saying Sami Allah coming up, all praise to those. Oh, sorry. Allah hears those who praise Him, and then we say Rabbana wa lakal hamd. I know, but even if I forgot, I remind myself again and again. And even I remind my children. Ayatul Kursi. Do you know what Ayatul Kursi is? They can memorize it, but we read Ayatul Kursi in English. And I tell my children
They read it, but they don't recite it in English. They don't apply the rules of the rules of reading the Quran has to apply to both sides. And what people do wrong here is they recite Arabic, but they're not fair to the English translation, and they end up reading it.
So anyway, nice
end up
talking to
reading
you.
it like
I'll see you again.
You know what you should do, bro? Is try reading 2-0 in your language and just see where it takes you. Yeah, or try another one, which is my first.
I will not do that until I find a proper hadith about that. Not Abu Hanifa.
I'll give you the proper hadith. I'll give it to you now.
Give me a hadith and
I'll give it to you. Muhammad Prophet
I'll come back.
I'll do it. Just 1 second. It'll take a second. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, the Prophet Muhammad. Well, I'll be quick. Well, I'm going to be so quick.
Here's my friend.
The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, pray like me. Yeah? Because pray the way
like you see me praying. Yes.
Let me show you my understanding. Pray the way I pray, right? Then I try to understand what he's saying, yeah? Because he could have easily said, pray Arabic like me. Yeah, he could have put that word in, right? And it would have been done. But he didn't. So he was being unspecific. So I said to myself, well, let's have a look. Prophet Muhammad, he prayed in a language he understood. He prayed in his mother tongue. Yeah? So I copied that rule. That understanding is what I got from it. And you know what? It's got me into places I could never imagine. Yeah, as a worshipper. Yeah? I know verses of the Quran that most people never heard of. And people have been on this earth for a long time. Yeah? There's a verse in the Quran where God teaches you to say stuff. Yeah, not just the 4 quls, there's more than that. Yeah? And these are beautiful verses. And you know, some of them I've adopted so much that I say them more often than any other verse in the Quran. There's one in Surah Class, I believe it's a class. And in Salah says, my Lord, enable me to be grateful for your favor which you have bestowed upon me and upon my parents, and to work righteousness of which you will approve, and make righteous for me my offspring. Indeed I have repented to you and indeed I am of
What
the
surah is that?
Muslims. I think it's a calf. I got it on my wall. Put it there. I just print it out.
Where you get this translation from? You made yourself or you some
I
scholar?
don't know. It's from the translation.
Which scholar?
Quran, bro. This Quran.
No, which scholar?
From this Quran.
Yeah, no, which scholar wrote this Quran?
This Quran here.
Oh, translate.
It's translated.
Sahih.
Sahih International, okay.
You know it?
Okay, no, yeah. So you taking Sahih International and you're citing that.
Oh, yes.
Do you know that Picard's translation is different?
I'm not
The
interested.
same chapter could be different. So how do you know which one is the accurate word?
Because you know what it is, yeah? Let me tell you how it works, yeah? God is not a nitpicker, yeah? He doesn't say, oh, that word you didn't say right. Oh, that one, he's not like that. He looks at your whole. He looks at your whole.
So
and what you
translators
do.
have different meanings
One sec.
of words.
He looks at your whole and what you're doing, and he looks at your intention, and he goes with that. Yes, I believe in a better aspect of Allah. I don't believe he likes to like.
There are additions, brother.
Ooh,
Translators
ooh.
have additions in them. How do you know that?
I don't read them.
But you are
I
reciting.
don't read the additions. You know them in the brackets you're talking about, yeah?
No,
I don't read them.
no, even in them. If Allah say is or not, or Allah say of or not, because in the
I'd rather
in
do
the-
this than what he does, which is most of the time read the Arabic because I don't know what he's
I
talking
was going
about.
to say, you know what you just said there? You said the same thing about the Qur'an. Remember a few weeks ago when you were talking to...
No, I say Hafs. I say only follow Hafs.
No,
The other worship, any recitation disagree with Hafs, I leave that recitation. I think Hafs is the original recitation.
Yeah, but-
It's Qiraatul Amma.
No, but what you said about the prayer, you said the same thing about if they recite the prayer in a different Qur'an. Remember what you said there? They can recite the prayer in different Qur'ans and Allah will
Accept it.
allow it.
Yeah, because he knows what your intention is.
No, Mansoor asked me
Yeah,
that
he knows
question.
what your
Yeah, yeah,
intention
Yeah,
is.
that's
Mansoor,
how you
yeah.
want.
I say no. I say if they do it out of ignorance.
Yeah.
He say if they didn't know that, Allah will their heart. But he's not doing out of ignorance. He knows the Quran is in the Arabic, but he's choosing Sahih International American women who translate this Quran. How did he know this is
How
how?
is it American? But it's not.
No, these American converts or British converts.
No, it's not. No, it's
Sahih International is
No,
a
it's from Saudi
translator.
Arabia.
No, Sahih, not the English translation.
This one is.
No, English translator. They translated by the convert, the women. Yeah, Sahih International is the country you read. There are 2 or 3
From
women.
America. Yeah, look.
British or American women.
Jeddah.
No.
Yeah?
The translation. The translation. I'm not talking about Arabic. This Quran they printed it, but the translation.
These are the names. Those are the names.
No, these are the sources.
Yeah, the one who translated it.
Those are the names.
No, these are the sources. Look, from Saudi Arabia.
Brother Muhammad, I'll see you. Yeah, Michael, I'm here. I'm not
I
going
answered your
anywhere.
question, by the way.
No,
Yeah?
you didn't. You didn't give me hadith. You give me interpretation of the hadith. You say, pray as you see me praying. He didn't say different languages. He said, pray as
Yeah,
you.
but why?
So your
if you look,
interpretation.
all right,
Meaning.
Come on, he's there right now. Everyone's Arab.
Meaning,
Everyone's
look,
Arab. You could have easily said, everyone just pray now.
No,
He could
no.
have just said that. He could have just said done.
Brother,
Finished.
language doesn't come to
Finished.
it. Meaning, look, brother.
He could have just done
look,
it.
Look,
He
I'm
could have
doing
just
this.
done it.
I'm doing Rafa
But you know what it is?
and I'm going down.
This brother here, 52 years, doesn't know what he's saying when he prays.
I was going to say the thing.
Huh?
If Allah knows the future, knows it would be a problem now, he would have told Muhammad Arabic.
You know what? Let me tell you what it is. Let me tell you. Let me explain to you why it's like this. Because most of these people, first of all, they wouldn't have been able to follow Islam properly. Yeah, right. This religion is not easy. Yeah, but it is if you do it the correct way. You know, bro. There's too many bad people on this earth. There's more bad people than good people, right? So what happens then is God looks at that and he look. Let's just get one thing straight. In the history, the Arabs, they was the worst people on the earth. Yes? Oh, if you look, I'm telling you about history, yeah? Burying their daughters, yeah? Burying their daughters, social order, I'm talking about how they lived, how their social order was, it's the worst. The women were treated like dogs, worse than dogs, yeah? They basically gave everyone the worst treatment, right? If you, imagine you're my blood brother, in the Arab social order, if you fall down, I'm not allowed to help you up, yeah? Right, that's the kind of people there was. Yeah, that's how it was. That's how, and their idols, they're all there. Remember, right? They was all the way on the other side of the fence. And you know, people think there was some chosen people. And that's a lot of crap. Yeah, you know what they was? They was on the edge of the cliff, and they were just about to fall off. And God was about to destroy them, and He sent them, the worst people, the best messenger. He gave the worst people, yeah, the best religion. That's what He did. Here's the blueprint, bro. I know this religion, yeah. I'll follow it every day. And you know what this is? It's a blueprint on how to live in this world and how to live in, and how to get the best place in the afterlife. That's what it teaches you.
Actually, that's one thing. You know, with the stuff that you follow and believe, do you actually follow? Because I suppose first thing, are you a Quranist?
No, man, they're separate, man. Listen, I told you, I'm a Muhammad man. Yeah, I made my own group up. Yeah, I started again. Yeah, this is me. I started my own group. Do you understand? Yeah, them guys are them guys. I'm me. You understand? I made my own group. Yeah, my Quran lessons. You can get on Zoom. You can get them on Zoom.
But do you? So are there any scholars that you follow?
Yeah, Imam Abu Hanifa. He's not. He's more of a method than actual person who. It's like, imagine there was a time when some Muslims started, you see it now, Muslims pray like this or like this or like that.
Yeah.
And then what this Imam done was, he said, you know what, that way, let's just choose one, done, finish. Yeah, that's it. So he just ironed it out a little bit. He's just a bit of an ironer. Yeah, all irons out all the creases. Yeah, you understand what I mean?
What about that hadith where it's might be Muslim, where it gives the whole process of how the prayer, how Muhammad said the prayer should be done?
Who?
No, there's a hadith relating to where someone came in, did the actions in front of Muhammad, and then when the guy got up to go, he stopped him and said, no, you hadn't done it right and you have to go back. And then in the end, he actually gave a description. This is in the hadith, obviously.
How to pray.
Yeah, all the actions and what you have to say, etc.
Yeah, but I haven't actually seen that because I've learned how to pray. And I'm happy with the way I pray, and I believe it's the correct way to pray. Because you know what I'm like, bro. Yeah, let me tell you what I'm like. I'm like every Muslim out there, and there's something that I do that they all do. But you know what I don't do? They do. What they do? There's something that they do that I don't do. I agree on all the things that they all agree on together. Do you understand? Imagine like you got all the groups together, and then you said to all of them, do you believe that we should pray 5 times a day? And then I'll be like, they'll all agree with me. Everything I do, they'll all agree with me. Yeah? But where they disagree, I'm not part of any of them. Does that make sense? Imagine like one says, I do like this, and the other one goes, no, I do. So I don't agree with any of them.
Right, so this scholar...
Does that make sense?
No, I understand. Because that's... when you do things that way, you get the best harmony.
You get the best. I've got the best that was given to all of them, and I've got it in my hand now. And I'm saying, you know what? Because you know what it is? Apart from me praying in English, that's the only thing that they're like, oh, what's going on here? Yeah, I'll do everything else the same. Yeah, they wouldn't. If I said I'll do everything, if I pray like this scenario, if I pray like that, the way I do my night prayer and all that, they'll be, yeah, you're fine, you're good. But because I say I'll do it in English, they disagree. Right? That's the only thing they disagree on. But I believe that's the worst thing they could do, is to single me out for one thing and then put me on the outside of the circle. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So rather than trying to confirm,
why don't you become a Muslim like me and practice Islam in English, and then I'll see you on the day of judgment, and we can stand next to each other and say this guy was with me and I was with this guy, and we was good people, and we followed and we worship, and we was good guys.
No, because I've done.
What religion are you?
Christian.
I read the Psalms, you know.
Yeah, but what I was going to say.
You read the Psalms?
Yeah.
He worships and he's praising God.
Yeah, but so your faith is essentially not tied to what the hadith say, but no.
We're not tied. I'm tied to the Quran. Look, this is what hadith is. Yeah, people don't understand what it is, right? Okay, you want to become a Muslim today, yeah? What would I recommend for you? I'd say to you, okay, here you go. Here's your Quran, yeah? No, okay, you start reading. I said, read 1 page a day. Take your time, yeah? Chill out, no problem. God will guide you because you're in the right religion. I believe in God and I have faith in it. Then you'll be like, all right, I'm getting quite okay with this. I feel like doing more stuff now. What should I do now? I've got to follow the 5 pillars of Islam because that's what's set. Yeah, they're the foundations. Okay?
Right. So
1 minute. 5 pillars foundation. Only one of them you got to practice every day out of the 5, which is praying. The rest are quite all up sporadic. Okay? So then you go and do that. Then you say, okay, how do I pray? Then I go, okay, now go to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, check what he said about praying, and then once you learn it, come back.
All right, but to do that, would you say go to a scholar or go read the hadith
You
yourself?
can read it yourself, man.
Right, so
Man, listen, man, we've got intellect, and God says in the Quran, use your intellect.
Right, so,
Yeah?
so you would advise people to actually study the hadith as well?
Listen, man, I didn't learn my prayer from no scholar. I got a book, and I learned it myself. I was a teenager, and my friends all just started praying, yeah? And I went, oh, I want to pray too. They go, all right then, come on then. I go, but I don't know how to. And they said, oh, go get the book. I go, I bought the book. And I taught myself it. It wasn't hard.
But this was, so you went and got the actual hadith?
£2. No, it's a book. It was a book on how to pray. It was just a book on how to pray and stuff. And that was it, bro. It was brilliant.
But does that book quote the hadith?
No, it wasn't like that sort of book, you know? It wasn't that sort of book. Yeah, it was just a book that was made for my people, yeah, on how to pray, you know? So it's from a bookshop where people will go into the same mosque as me and stuff like that, so I was cool with it. And you know what, yeah, let me tell you one thing, yeah? If you go with a good intention, God won't misguide you, man. Yeah? He'll help you. Yeah? You know what I'm saying? He'll help you. He'll help you along the way. Why not? Yeah? Even when you're doing wrong things, God helps you. Even when you're doing good things, God helps you. He's been there at every turn in my life. I was a real rough guy. Growing up, I was a street man, yeah? Forest Gate, Darky, Ali Freed, you know them? Ali Freed, Darky. You know them? They own Man a Carriage Company, bro. Upton Lane, yeah? I know all them lot, bro. All them, that's all my gang, bro. I went to school. Yeah, I went to school, but we grew up on them, in them ends. Yeah, and all them people on Upton Lane, Farouk and all them lot, yeah? Yeah, all them lot, they're all my friends, but we were thugs, bro. I grew up as a thug. Yeah, I was a real rough guy on the street, yeah? And I was around all of them, Kala Amjad, Golden Khan, all of them lot. Yeah. There you go. You're not Gujarati, brother, no? You Gujarati? Pakistani? Yeah, but you grew up on Upton Lane, innit? Forest Gate. Amber, you know Amber? Amber? And his brother?
Maybe by face.
Yeah, Amber, he's got a few brothers. What's your question now, bro?
Anyway, so
We're going to talk soon, bro, after.
yeah, because
We met for a reason today.
no, because the reason I'm asking you is because I've talked to a lot of other Muslims before, and I'm trying to get a feel for what each one like thinks about, you know, how things are, you know, related to like listening to scholars and hadith, etc. So when it comes to the hadith, would you follow all of the ones that the scholars say are genuine, or would you select according to what you think?
No. Listen. I was trying to make a point there about hadith. Yeah, look, what hadith is there? It's for when you get a bit lost, right? It's there for your. It's there for information. It's knowledge, right? So, for example, like you want to know how to pray, right? It says in the Quran to pray. And then you're going to know how to pray. So you go into the hadith, okay? And then it will teach you how to pray. But then what you then do is you come back here again, right? Because this is the spot, right? And when you need more information, when you need more knowledge, then you're like, look, right? There's knowledge about divorce, right? Are you married?
No.
Are you going to go and learn about divorce now? Like, I'm saying, like, if you're not married, are you really going to learn about divorce? Is it relevant to you? It's not relevant to you, right?
It'll be about menstruation.
Yeah, loads of other shit, right? Right? But what I mean to say is, hadith is for what's relevant to you. Look, you're living every day as a human being. He lives differently from me. When he comes out his door, he might go right, I might go left, right? But what the idea is that you need a place to gain your information from, and these are sound places, yeah? They'll help you when you need them. But what it is, bro, is my style is always stick with this book, yeah? Pray your prayers and hope for the best, yeah? But know one thing, this is the best place, yeah? You're in the best spot on this earth, no matter what's going on. It could be good times, it could be the worst times, yeah? This is the spot you need to be in, yeah? That's been chosen for whole of humanity to get through the day, okay? To get through your day. And also, it's a guidebook. It's a guidebook not just to live eloquently on this world, which is what God says in the Quran. He goes, those who follow me and follow Islam will live life in this world eloquently, yeah? Right? This is what he says. So, and on top of that, he also gives you all the knowledge on how to get to the best spot in paradise. And there's no better spot in paradise than for the ones who do night prayer. The ones who catch night prayer, you know what's the reward for them? Do you know what the reward is for the man who does the night prayer? The chamber. The chamber. And the chamber, Allah says, is a good place. Yeah? And it's for a select few. A few from the new era of mankind, which was after Noah, and then a few, more of the former. More people from the former and less from the latter. There's two eras of mankind, isn't it? Before Noah and after Noah. And we're the after. And that was the before. And Allah says there's going to be more people in hellfire from the latter era and less people in hellfire from the before, from the pre. So, you know, why though? Do you know why? Do you know why there's going to be more people in hellfire in this era than the last era? What was the difference between this era and the last era? What was the difference?
Social media.
Social media. It's only been out for the last 50 years. We're talking about thousands of years of existing. Why was this era? This is about understanding, isn't it? Why are there going to be more people in this era in hellfire than the previous era? Do you know why? Anyone know why? You know why? Christianity tell you why.
It says a lot of things. I don't know specifically which.
Who gave the first rules to humanity? Who's the first prophet who gave the first rules? Anyone know?
Well, it'd be Moses.
No, before him.
Noah.
Yeah, it was Noah. So before Noah, things weren't set in stone. Yeah, man was allowed to live pretty freely because it was so close to the era of God and the beginning of time that most people knew it. Yeah, that we are from God. Okay, this era has rules, and what happens when you break the rules? You get punished. So this era is the ruling era, where rules were applied. But remember, even if you look, there's the 7 rules of Noah, only 7 small rules, and then the commandments got to 10. Then have you noticed how it increases all the time? And when Islam comes, you got the whole file, yeah, of how to get through this life. It's like basically, imagine it's like a blueprint, yeah, right? You could say on how to live, right? And I live good, bro. I live good. Yeah, I enjoy my life. I'm not breathing Islam down my children's neck. Yeah, I actually leave them alone. I let them do observation. Yeah, I believe in observation and let them see in it what I'm doing more than pushing it down there, shoving it down their throat. I leave them to it. My son's 17. He's prayed here and there. But if you don't feel like praying, I say to him as well, I go, my dad didn't make me pray. I go, you do it when it's ready for you. I go, if I force you, then I forced you. Yeah, I go, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that guy as well. I don't want to be that corporate who had to force his children, yeah, to do things. You know, it's there. There's the mat jumping, and you know what? Every year I try little things like, oh, how many fasts you keep? Oh, you only got 2. You only got 3. I was like that too. Oh, we should catch one, the first of Ramadan, then the 27th and the 30th when we was growing up. You know, people do this sort of stuff, but God knows this. Yeah, He sees all this. You know. And I don't think He's going to hold it that much against us. You know what He's going to hold against us more? Major sins. Yeah? Right? These are like little things, man. Okay, you do that. Major sins is what? Killing another human being. Yeah? Me being nasty to you. Yeah? Making you feel bad about yourself. About who you are. Yeah? Belittling you. Slandering you. Yeah? Messing with your life. You know? Taking liberties with you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
These are more punishable. Yeah, right? Then them things. Yeah, we can get through life with little errors. It's okay.
So, you know, in terms of like
I need a drink of water.
Yeah. How do you from where do you find the knowledge of Imam Abu Hanifa?
Yeah, look, I'm not. Like I said to you, bro. I'll tell you what I did. Yeah, this is what happened to me. Right? I've been following Islam in Arabic all my life. Yeah, and what happened was. One day I had a few nose operations, yeah, and then the oxygen got to my brain better, yeah. I've had 3. And what happened then was when I had these nose ops, and my head started getting fuzzy. What's this like? It's like something triggered in my brain, and my brain started activating, working better, yeah. So anyway, I said, you know what? I looked around. I go, oh, Muslim killing Muslim there. Oh, this is bad. Everyone's disagreeing. I go, forget this, man. This is long, man. This is wrong, yeah. I go, I'm out, yeah. I jumped out, yeah. Even though I was devout. Yeah, I just jumped out for some reason, yeah. But what happened then was, 2 weeks in, I'm phoning around, I'm phoning the Christians, I'm phoning here, I'm looking, I'm researching. I'm learning about all these different. There's this one little group from Iran. They're like some religion. Anyway, I'm asking them, how do you worship? How do you worship? How do you worship? It's only not long ago, a few years ago. Then we did this, we did this. I went, all right. Within a week or so, bro, I missed praying. And then I missed the mat. I missed praying on the mat. Yeah. So what I did is I go, you know what? I'm starting again. So the first thing I did, I picked up my Quran and I said, right, I'm going to read a page a day from now on. Not 2, not 3, just a page. I'm going to stick to that and I'm going to see where this takes me. Yeah. And you know what? I'm on my 3rd completion almost. Yeah, and people find it hard to open the Quran and to get stuck into it, and then actually get to the end. It's just like something it happened to me all my life. Yeah, I picked it up in Ramadan. You know, I'm going to finish it, and it doesn't seem to happen. Yeah. So anyway, I'm on my 3rd completion now. Reading a page a day is easy, right? And it's like I found a good path. Then I started praying. I was praying in Arabic at the time. Then I moved slowly. I started steering towards English more. I started doing all my remembrance of God after I pray in English. Yeah, all my remembrance of God that I do, and I do always 1 act per prayer, almost. Yeah, and like I count it as an act. Yeah. Now I started doing that, doing all my remembrance of God because when I looked in the Quran, I go, what's the word most mentioned in the Quran? Does anyone know? It's the word remembrance. Okay. Remember God, remember. So remembrance is more. Then I learned the verse. Praying is good for you. It protects you from certain things. Yeah. But the virtues of remembrance is far greater. Yeah. And what's remembrance? It's volunteering, because when you pray, that's your obligation. You got to do it, right? But remembrance after is like voluntary. And what does Allah say in the Quran about the volunteers? He goes, I appreciate the volunteers. Yeah. This is what He says. I appreciate it. So listen, I'm doing all right now. I'm in a place where I'm learning how to be a volunteer, and then one day I might be on a day of judgment and Allah might say to me, what about you? And I say, I was a volunteer, man. I volunteered, and I read in the book that you said you appreciate people like me. And then he'd be like, yeah, that's true. Oh, well, here I am. You know, I'm in a good place now. I'm in a good position with God, right? Then I carried on. Then as the time went by, Ramadan come, fasting come, I was still praying in Arabic and whatnot. But then I started steering towards English a little bit. I started doing 2 nafils, my Tarawih prayers and little bits and bats. You know, like half. Yeah, half in Arabic. Then I picked up my Quran, which was next to me, and then I read a verse in that. You know, I started mixing it up a little bit, right? Anyway, I started transitioning. Slowly I got there. Then one day I just felt like it. I just didn't feel like praying Arabic. I just had a feeling. And I got on my feelings. I got my gut, bro. I listen to my gut. Yeah? I listen to my gut, bro. It's good. Since I started listening to my gut, I've actually gone in better. I'm doing better in my life.
Is that okay? I'll give you my number.
Yeah, man. Listen. You're going to email me straight away, bro. Just email me. And then from there, you got my leaflet?
Yeah, I have.
Take another one.
Take another one.
Email me, bro. I will always reply to an email. And then we can make contact. So then what I did is, bro, I started praying more in English. And then I'm praying definitely in English. I do all my Islam in here. And you know what? Guess what I've got? That Muslims strive and struggle and yearn. We should yearn for this. Is the night prayer. I pray every night now, bro. No nights off. And you know what? I don't sleep at night anymore. I'm good. Yeah? Even I put some music on, I watch Netflix. Yeah, I'm comfortable. I'm doing a comfortable position. Because you know what it is? I wake up I get up for night prayer at 1:30. So I've gone until 1:30 to wait. So I've gone I watched Blood of Zeus the other day on Netflix. That was really good. Yeah? Zeus. Blood of Zeus. It's an anime cartoon. Wicked.
Oh, okay.
Wicked. Watch it. Yeah?
I'll try checking it.
Watch it, bro. It's sick. Yeah? And you know what? Maybe that was a different creation. You know, this Greek mythology. You know, God, we're not the only creation. I know some bits, bro. I've learned some stuff. I've learned some secrets.
How long have you been speaking Quran for?
I've been coming here for a while now.
Oh, okay. No, I was going to say, because I just want to speak to some Christians. They've just come and...
You know what Allah says in the Quran? You know what Allah says in the Quran? When it comes to and He says it here clearly, yeah? It's a specific verse. Be careful with this one, yeah? He says in a specific verse, when it comes to them talking about Jesus and being Son of God and all that, He goes, let them bicker, leave them alone. He actually states that. He states clearly, specific. I was like that as well. I came in, I started going with Christian, and then you know what? I read that verse, I said, you know what? I'm leaving you alone from now. I'm not doing
another reference to the ayah.
Yeah, it's, I used to have it on a piece of paper. I used to hand it to the Christians. I used to hand it, and I used to say to them, hand this to the Muslim.
Surah Warpath says to warn those that say Allah has taken a son.
Yeah, but he
and
specifically,
himself.
remember what I said, specifically, yeah? And there's something about, I'll show you another one, which is about specific verses, okay? And this is what's important about the Quran, right? This is why I carry it, bro.
So you know, like in Surah Al-Kahf in the beginning, I think it's like verse 5, one of the first 10 verses. It says to warn those who say that Allah has adopted or taken a son unto himself.
Warning and arguing with them and other things. Warning is different from arguing, isn't it?
But doesn't in the Quran it says also
Wait,
to, like,
bro. We're rushing.
to debate or argue,
We're rushing.
but with
We're rushing.
wisdom,
Let's
hikmah.
not rush. Let's chill. Slow down. I need to get that verse out for you, innit? You must have labeled it. Yeah, sweet. I always catch. If I haven't labeled it, then I will get it out for you. Because it's such an important verse.
I just don't want them to leave.
Oh, you go, bro. You know what? We'll talk. I'll send you that.
Yeah, inshallah.
I'll send you that an
Lots of
email.
time, inshallah.
I need to go now as well. Yeah? Shame. What's your name, bro?
Nazim.
Nasri?
Nazim.
Nazim? I don't shake hands. I'm sorry. I won't shake hands. But may Allah peace and blessing be with you.
I mean, inshallah, we'll meet again, inshallah.
You have to, bro.
I'm still here, so I might have
I'm here almost every Sunday unless I don't feel like coming.
Yeah, I come every Sunday.
I've been here for a while. I was here before Ramadan. I was here before COVID. I was here before COVID.
Oh, really?
I was here before COVID. Yeah. Anyway, I got coming. I don't want to inconvenience you.
I've been coming here for a long time as well.
Yeah. But you know what it is, bro? I'm here. And I'm here with the correct info. I've got it, bro. You know why? I've got too many good things coming. You know the gains. You know when you get gains from doing what you're doing. You know the gains. Yeah. Like imagine you're praying. You're gonna get gains. You know. Imagine you're doing this practice Islam.
I was interested to ask you, you know the opinion of Imam Abu Hanifa about Salah in another language. Wondering where you read that.
Yeah,
What's the source of reference?
I can pass that to you as well.
Okay.
It's no harm to pass. Listen, if I said I got it from somewhere, I got it from somewhere. I'm not gonna make it up.
Yeah.
And look,
No, I
because the
believe you,
question
because
arose.
I've heard this before.
Yeah, it's true, bro. It's true. That's why you heard it before. That's why when I stated it, it came out into your head because it was
But
you know
most
why? You know
people
what that
don't
was
even know
good?
this.
You know why that was good? Because it put that guy in his place. He thought,
good brother.
yeah, but no,
Known him for many
everyone's a good guy. You're a good bro. I'm not saying he's a bad person. What I'm saying to you though is that guy was saying stuff about me, making me look like I wasn't saying something that wasn't true.
It was unintentional. Like,
I ain't gonna listen. It's not a big deal about him. It doesn't matter, bro. Maybe God put you here at that precise moment with that precise knowledge to jump in and say. And then he went, like that, you know. That was nice. That was a nice moment for me.
have to stand.
Take it. Yeah, man. 100%. Email, yeah. Hey, bro. I'm here.
Take it now.
Take care.
Actually, I just want to ask you one.
Last question.
Yeah. So you said the thing about the prayer. You're saying it takes you to the highest part in paradise.
The chamber.
Yeah.
It's a place.
Right. So would you say that's the highest part?
It's the what God says about that spot is He goes, this is a good dwelling. He described it in a nice way. He goes, this is a good place. He goes, you're gonna enjoy it here. Yeah, chamber's a nice spot. Yeah, and he speaks about it in such a way, you know, where he doesn't speak about other things in such a way. He gives that a little bit more detail about how it's a nice place. You know what I'm saying? And also another spot he gives you is elevated position on the day of judgment. Yeah, which when you're in an elevated position on the day of judgment, you might be given the opportunity to intercede. Yeah, which is you know, like your dad or your father, your mum, if they go into hellfire, and you could intercede for them and say, God, this is my family.
Yeah.
You know, can you please let them through? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, someone shouting. So these are the what you're gonna get. You know, it's always important to know what you're gonna get.
Because the reason why I ask you that is because there's this hadith that, because when you said that, it's just I remember that hadith, so I was trying to look for it. And I'll just read this one for you. This is Sahih Muslim, book 20, number 4645, it says, it has been narrated on the authority of Abu Sayyid Qudri that the Messenger of Allah said to Abu Sayyid, whoever cheerfully accepts Allah as his Lord, Islam as his religion, and Muhammad as his apostle, is necessarily entitled to enter paradise.
He's not necessarily, or
No, is necessarily enter paradise. He, Abu Sayyid, wondered at it and said, Messenger of Allah, repeat it for me. He, the Messenger of Allah, did that and said, there is another act which elevates the position of a man in paradise to a grade 100 and higher in brackets. And the elevation between one grade and the other is equal to the height of the heaven from the earth. He, Abu Sayyid, said, what is that act? And he replied, jihad in the way of Allah, jihad in the way of Allah. So, would you think what you just described here, would you think that's higher than that, what you just described there?
No, but you didn't say that's the best spot. You just said that's a high place.
What, 100?
Yeah, but you didn't say there might be something that might be 200 up.
Alright.
Yeah?
Okay.
Easy answer.
Yeah.
That's an easy question.
Alright.
Yeah? You remember, right, look, yeah, what you got to understand is, I follow specific verses because God teaches me that. Because when you start getting into unspecific places, you will deviate from the truth.
Right. But I suppose with this, what I read there, it doesn't clash with the Quran.
But what you're trying to say is, what you're trying to, like, for me, from my perspective, what you're trying to imply is that is saying that's the highest spot in paradise. No, it isn't.
Oh no, but it
didn't state that in that way, and that's what I'm like.
Yeah.
I will only go if you said there, and I checked it and I verified it, that to get the best spot in paradise is by doing jihad. Yeah. Then I'd say I agree. Right. But he didn't say that. He said 100 times more. He gave numbers.
Yeah.
But there could be something that could be 200 times more. There could be something that could be 300. We don't know. But remember what God says in the Quran. He goes, those who do, the night prayer and these things, for you is the chamber. And for the good people, the tree of Tuba, the tree of life.
Because I'm presuming this
Listen, do you hear what I said? I said, for the good ones, the tree of Tuba, which is the tree of life. That's the tree in paradise that God planted.
Yeah, but I was just asking about the prayer. So, is it because, I presume it's because this is a harder one to do for people? That's the reason why.
What's that?
It's a harder one for people to do than the other.
God says in the Quran, He goes, you will not be able to do it. He goes, pray half the night. He gives the times, the amount.
Right. Okay.
He goes, I know you won't be able to do it, but he still gives it, and he's like telling people this is the best spot. But at the same time, he's acknowledging. He goes, you won't be able to do it.
Right. So what you're saying, it's not an obligatory prayer.
No,
it's what he suggests.
Mate, it's the best one.
Right.
Yeah, because you know what? It's the one that is spoken the best about. Right. And it's the best one out of all of them. Yeah, because he speaks about it in the Quran, and he's even got chapters dedicated.
If you want to be notified when I release any videos, then just click on subscribe, and then click on the bell, and select all. And so then you'll receive all of the notifications for when I release any videos.
If they are going against the Quran, I will go humbly and say, do you know Quran says this? Because Quran says do not make sects in your religion. If those who make sects, Allah will tell them on the day of judgment what they've been doing. Now when we say Shia and Sunni, or Wahhabi or Brahilvi, or Ahl Hadith, are we making...
I think you don't understand me now, after all this talking. What I'm saying, I'm not saying never, ever, ever, ever talk to people. I didn't say if you see somebody doing wrong, you don't go to him and tell him. I didn't say that, brother. Be going.
That's what Islam. That's why
you were wasting time talking about that.
No, we're not. No.
We
learned something.
If you spend time talking about that, I think you think I'm saying don't go to anybody.
Brother, we are here doing
Islah.
We're doing Islah of each other, brother.
Sorry?
We're trying to do Islah of each other. And I say, when you say you are Sunni Muslim, and I say you shouldn't say that you're a Sunni Muslim, because Allah says do not make sects in the religion. Just you are a Muslim. So I'm just telling you, you take it or leave it.
I accept that.
So we're doing Islah somehow, isn't it?
Yeah, sorry?
We're doing something, we're getting somewhere.
I agree with you.
End of the day, it's Quran and Sunnah.
I myself say to people, say Muslim, don't say anything.
That's why when you say Sunni Muslim,
I said it's Sufi Muslim. It's just
Sufi Sunni. You said Sufi Sunni.
Sufi Sunni.
Yeah, you didn't say even Muslim. You said Sufi Sunni.
Maybe you're thinking, what am I? Am I Shia? You don't know, but So
I
I'm
didn't.
telling
No,
you.
I believe you what he says to me. No, I didn't. Wallahi, I didn't.
No.
Brother, I say Shia are my brothers.
Because
Shia,
some people,
I don't differentiate.
some people
between
don't
Shia.
know what.
I do not differentiate
Some
between
people,
Shia and
some
Sunni
people
brothers.
wonder.
They're all my brothers. Wallahi.
They wonder.
But extreme, I don't like it. Extreme Shia, extreme Sunni, I don't like it.
Brother, when someone talks to you about something, you go somewhere else. Every time I talk about something, you mention something
You
else.
mention Shia, even if you're Shia, you're still my Muslim brother.
When I say something, it doesn't mean we're talking about that. We're talking about our main topic.
Which
But
is?
it was good talking to you.
This is a lovely talking to you.
Which is, could you look for Isaac?
That's not my topic, and I don't find it very.
You don't find it?
No. I don't
Fair
find
enough,
it very
fair
comprehensive
enough,
because it's not very clear.
fair enough.
They say Rebecca was
I
picking,
think-
Rebecca was feeding the camels, and then the Christians say, "Oh, Rebecca fed camels." How could she be 3-4-year-old? Because to drink, giving the buckets of camels is so heavy to give so much water. So there's no clearly say that Rebecca was 3 or 6-year-old. That's why it's no argument. But I tell you, 2 Samuel, when the God gave the wife of David to the neighbor, to me that's horrible. David done sin, adultery, and his wife had to sleep with the neighbor. That's horrible.
What they have to answer about that? What answer they have? What they answer?
Well,
about
some
that?
of them they say, how could you complain about something which God says He confirms the Bible? Their answer is when God.
I know. They also say we don't follow David. That's
Yeah.
what they say. We don't follow him.
That's
He's
right.
not our
But
example.
the point is not about David. The point about the God. How can
Who
God
approved it?
Exactly.
Yeah,
who
yeah,
approved it?
yeah.
So-
That's the point. That's the point.
So most of them,
That could give be answered.
You know,
to them.
one of the guys says, he said to me, you know that your Quran also confirms that. And the Quran never confirms that David's wife, David had adultery.
mention it.
Quran even doesn't mention he had adultery.
yeah.
So their answers go, oh, what, my brother is a Christian, he might have a different
Okay,
answer.
nice talking to you.
What's your name, brother?
Saeed. I know. I watch Speaker's
Brother,
Corner.
whenever you find me wrong, come and please educate me on
No,
that.
brother.
And I'm
Like
here.
I told you, brother, I'm Sufi. What I mean is,
Yeah.
I always try to be in dhikr, you know.
Mashallah.
Because that's better for me than talking to
Connection
people.
with God, yeah.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Is it, when you do dhikr, you're talking to God.
Yeah.
So what is better, talking to God or talking to people? I don't care about the people. Let them go to hell.
No,
Yeah.
don't say that, brother, don't say that, man. Maybe
No, no.
you share what you know good, you must share. Inshallah.
I mean, when
Yeah, I know
I'm
what you
talking to God, to turn my face to people, it's shirk.
Oh yeah.
Because Sufis, you know, if you ask them, those people who have the knowledge, you know, if you ask them, what is shirk? Shirk is turning your attention away from God. Like if I'm talking to God, I mean dhikr, you know, and somebody come and talk to me, I turn to him, I ignored God. That's shirk.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is when you know something good, try to share it with people because many people are ignorant.
Who's gonna understand that?
There are people who understand
No,
that.
no.
People change all the time.
You know, knowledge is levels, you know, levels.
If that was not the way, how
Shirk is levels.
Shirk Umar radiallahu anhu, he was a mushrik before. But how he became Muslim? Through the dawah of our Prophet ﷺ.
Yes,
And what a great Muslim he became. So what we say, if you don't share it, you don't know something.
I'm not saying don't do da'wah. You know, we as Muslims, we don't have to all us do da'wah. All of us. No, only some. You're doing da'wah, I'm doing dhikr. He's
That's what I was going to say.
I'm doing dhikr, you're doing da'wah. Another one is making arms, which we need when we
But
go
still,
to
even the
jihad.
one who's making arm, if he knows one ayah, he must share it.
Yes,
If he knows anything good, he share it.
yes, yes.
Scholars share more, but if you know a little bit, if somebody working in arm factory and you say somebody is the Muslim who's doing shirk, if you know only one word, they say, brother, you know.
What I wanted to say, you know, is that, you know, shirk is many levels. It's not only one thing, it's many levels. So if people do the basic things, the basic shirk, how can you talk to them about
No, you
the
can't.
higher
No, you
shirk?
can't. You can't.
They have to do this first, right?
to use
They
your
have to get this right. So I can't talk to them about turning their face when they are doing shirk that is,
Step by
you know,
step. Step by step.
but
Step by step. What
I
I'm
have,
saying, are we following
I
Sunnah?
try to keep my priorities.
Are we
you know.
following the Sunnah? Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu atiullaha wa atiur rasula, yeah?
Yeah, of course.
Are we following Sunnah?
Yeah.
And what is the Sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? He never kept knowledge to himself. He always shares because he knows there are many different levels of people. Some understand, some don't understand, some will be stubborn, or some may be soft in heart. So we don't know the heart. But we must do one thing. What we know good, with the polite, don't force. With the polite, we must share it. But you never know where you're headed.
I was talking about myself, you know, what I do, and I thought you just wanted to know what I do, and not tell me what we should be doing.
Well, I'm just saying what we should be doing. Not only you, all of us. I believe we follow the Sunnah, and the Sunnah is
the sun is in my eye.
I should follow the Sunnah.
Abbas, the problem, Abbas, is why I don't have. I concentrate on dhikr and don't talk much to people, because there is a lot of misunderstanding happening. It happens a lot of misunderstanding.
So what we should do?
When I have a conversation with somebody, I like to just know what they want to say. I take what they say and I try not to correct them, especially if they don't want to. Because I don't know he wants to be corrected.
That's not my way. My way is simple way.
I respect that.
My way is simple way.
I respect
Even
that.
if my father or my mother says something which I think is wrong, I must share what is the truth with them. I'm not going to keep it to myself. This is my duty. Wakul Jal Haq was a Haqqal Batil.
You talk to them 1 time, 2 times, 3 times.
No,
what you're going to do after?
No, I'm just saying that if they don't listen, I'll just walk away. I leave it to them.
You don't talk about it again, you know.
No,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, because advice is only 1 time, 2 times. If it becomes more, it becomes fitna. Because the person would then hate it, you know,
yeah,
and dislike
that's
it.
a different thing altogether. If it keep coming, yes. But I must, whenever I see wrong, I as a Muslim must say this is right. And if I'm wrong, you know what's the benefit of that?
Is there a verse in the? I don't believe there is a verse in the Quran that say, talk to people.
No, when Allah say Wakul Jal Haq was a Haqqal Batil. Innal Batila kana zuwa.
Qul to yourself. It doesn't mean to others.
No. He said to prophets, say to people, the truth has arrived.
It doesn't say it to people.
He said,
it doesn't say.
Talk about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, tell people.
It doesn't say Waqul lahum. Qul lahum.
What is saying then?
Say to them. Qul lahum means say to them.
No,
it doesn't say Qul lahum.
It doesn't have to be Qul lahum. It doesn't have to be Qul lahum. It can be Qul.
So it doesn't have to mean that.
So what that means then? When you say Qul Jal Haq.
To yourself.
So
to yourself.
I'm saying to myself, the truth has come and falsehood perish.
It means live on it. Take it as a slogan in your life. Implement it, live on it. So make it real.
So it doesn't apply then the lie outside. It doesn't apply outside.
Not my understanding. In my understanding, no.
Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? This is how it is.
I'm only talking about myself.
No, but you say it's only.
Yes, I am sure. Why am I saying it?
So it doesn't apply on reality outside. There's a falsehood.
Brother, like I said to you, I can only tell you what I understand. I can't tell you. I tell you why something that is not in my heart.
I tell you why you're wrong here, because the
reality. And this is why I don't continue with the conversation, you know, because
you keep saying that, but you still keep continuing it. I'm not forcing you to
because I thought
you can't expect me to agree with you something which I believe
because
is
I
wrong.
thought you accepted what I said.
Well, I rejected what you said.
No,
this is how I'm just upfront. I'm telling you. This verse when you say Wakul Jal Haq was Haqqal Batil is talking about truth and falsehood. It's not talking about within yourself.
I'll continue to have conversation with somebody as long as he doesn't correct me like I don't correct him.
Brother, I will correct you every single time you're wrong. That's me. You know why? Why?
You're wasting your time.
No, I'm not.
You think you're getting ajr, you're not.
No, alhamdulillah, I'm not. I tell you why. Because when I say something, if I'm wrong, somebody let me make my point. I share with people, you know why? What I think is right. With sincerity. If I'm wrong, somebody will correct me. Because I'm not keeping in it. But if I'm right, somebody will be corrected. And many times I will correct.
It's not even about that.
It is about that.
No, it's about.
I don't keep it to myself.
What about if you know that I don't want to be corrected?
That is wrong. That's arrogance.
What would you do? No.
That's arrogance of mine.
Let's not go there and say it's arrogance. Before we could go there, but before that, what would you do? Like for example, not me. You just met somebody who just want to have a normal conversation without being told that he's wrong, and not him even telling the others they're wrong. He doesn't do that at all. What would you do with would you not bother talk to him at all?
If that person is telling me something which I believe is totally not right, I must share it with that person with politeness.
Brother.
I can't just say yes.
You know, no. You know, he doesn't want to be corrected about it.
Then I will tell him to stop there, because if he's saying something wrong.
Why?
No, because I will. If somebody I know is saying something wrong, which I believe is wrong, I can't just say quiet. I can't just be quiet. That's not the way. That's not the way of Muslim.
No, you have to differentiate between just letting people talk and between you accepting what they say. I'm not saying you accept what he say, because everybody is free to believe what he wants.
You know why?
But what I say is, we are human beings, you know. We are social beings, you know. We come across each other, we talk to each other. So we will talk, no, whether we like it or not. One day or other, we will talk.
I tell you, my brother says.
If somebody come to me and he wants to talk to me, tell me what he believes, because I respect people. Yeah. I listen to them.
Even they're wrong.
Yeah,
and
let him say his opinion.
You will not say you're
let
wrong.
Let him say his opinion. I allow him to say his opinion.
Okay. And then, if I know or feel that he is not interested in being corrected, then I'm not going to correct him. Sorry? If he's not interested, then you're not going to correct him.
I'm going to correct him if he asks me, what do you think about that? What do you say about that? Then I know he wants to know. Then I'll tell him.
Okay, if somebody doesn't say that, but you heard that person is saying something wrong, and he didn't ask you what do you think about it, well, let me.
Yeah.
If he didn't ask you that, you're not going to correct him, you're just going to let him walk away.
I probably not going to correct him, because I think I take it that he doesn't want to be corrected.
Oh, that's your opinion. How do you know that? How do you know that?
I didn't say I know. I didn't say. Yeah. I take it.
But you could be wrong here, isn't it?
Because
how to find out if he want to be corrected or not? How to find out?
Because for me to correct him, I need to know, or at least show a sign that he wants my opinion about.
What kind of a sign? What kind of a sign he has to show you? That person really believes that falsehood. What kind of a sign? He really believes it.
That's why I said before that Allah said to the Prophet, only teach the people who are interested to know. People who come to you and say to you, I want to know, teach me, you teach them. But people who don't bother coming to you,
where does Allah say that?
وأما من جاءك يسعى وهو يخشى عبس فأنت عنه تلهى. عبس, yeah. The person who to learn from you turn away from him, and you go to people who doesn't want to know.
Surah Abbas,
yeah. What time is it, brother? 7:30. I'm late.
7:35.
But I'll probably come next Sunday.
Where says that? Surah Abbas, which one?
The Prophet frowned and turned away because there came to him the blind man interrupting. But what would you make perceive that Muhammad, perhaps he might be purified. He wants to be purified. Allah said to him, why you turn away from him? How are you not sure? Are you sure he doesn't want to be purified? This man, because coming to you is a sign. Someone came to you, your home.
No, show me the verse that don't go to the people if they don't come to you. Where does it say that? This is, I'm sorry to say, respect this
no
is your
problem,
interpretation.
No, as for he who thinks himself without need, someone who doesn't need the knowledge. How do you know he doesn't need the knowledge? He know you're a prophet and he doesn't bother to come and ask you. He know you're a Muslim, you could have a knowledge, and he doesn't bother to ask you your opinion. He doesn't ask you. That's a sign.
Okay.
He doesn't have to say to you, could you tell me? But if he show you a sign, you know, to him you give attention. You know, it was talk about the attention. You know, I mentioned attention before.
No, because this is a context. This is a particular context it's talking about.
Yeah, it's
this
attention.
Particular incident happened.
And not upon you is a blame. There is no blame on you if you ignore them, if you leave them. There is no blame on you. So there is no blame on me if I don't talk to people, because I am occupied with something more important, and I am also open for anyone who come to me and ask me anything.
Do you know the stories of other prophets?
If somebody come to me and asking, and he's sincere, I'll give him a year, not
Okay,
an hour.
I heard you what you said, but just look at overall picture. Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he's preaching in Makkah. Do you know that he was preaching in Makkah marketplace?
Brother, I have to go really. I'm gonna miss, you know.
Just very quickly, I'm saying that.
Because I'm coming again, you know.
Prophet is preaching to Makkah, he's going to the people all over the place. People are not coming to him. He is standing in the marketplace preaching to God, people to people. And
That's in Mecca, not in Medina.
No, in Makkah. I'm talking about in Makkah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's preaching to people in Makkah. Even they are saying bad things to him.
It's different, brother. That's different.
How is it different, brother? He's going to people, they're not coming to him.
Because talking to non-Muslims, non-believers is something, and teaching Muslims their religion is something else. To go to
non-Muslims as well.
to go to the polytheists and tell them about the Quran, he has to do that. He has to go to them and tell them.
So you agree with me that you can go to people and preach them. They don't have to come.
We were talking about something else. We're not talking about that.
We were actually talking about, you said don't go to people, go to teach those people who come to you.
The Prophet
You said
did that in Mecca. He already did it in Mecca.
This is Sunnah. Be following his Sunnah.
But in Medina, he wouldn't go to mushriks and preach to them of the Quran. He wouldn't do that. He would stay in his mosque and they would come to him.
And what is England? England is like Mecca, yeah? Non-Muslims? Mostly non-Muslims?
My principle as a Muslim, which I obviously think is the correct one and it's for everyone, is that doing dhikr is more important than talking to people.
I say both are important.
Because
sharing
not same, not
sharing religion,
not as equal.
I tell you what, giving dawah is like zikr. I would say that. Because you're bringing some people from the darkness into light. This is zikr. You're doing a lot of good.
Zikr is levels, levels. You should go up and up and up and up and move forward.
I appreciate that.
Don't stay on one level for a long time.
I appreciate that. But giving
dawah, it's a sirat mustaqim.
And I agree.
Street.
Brother,
we're walking. So when you're walking, the people here, you're going away. So,
but your levels don't only go up because of zikr, brother. No, it's your deeds, your good deeds. So if you're helping the community,
amal salih.
Yeah. If you're helping the society,
what is the highest amal salih? What is the highest amal salih? The highest, because amal salih is not the same. They're levels.
What I'm saying is, if you bring somebody from darkness into light, that's a very good amal, and that can make your degrees levels high as well. If you're bringing people from non-Muslim to Islam, that's a very good deed, and that can be better than zikr, brother.
No.
It's not. If you're just sitting and just doing zikr and helping your neighbor to come to Islam, I think you are doing disservice.
Look, Surah إذا جاء نصر الله والفتح ورأيت الناس يدخلون في دين الله أفواجا
فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفر إنه كان توابا.
What Allah is saying is, when all become Muslims and they can teach each other the knowledge, give each other the knowledge, what you do, you go back to dhikr. فسبح بحمد ربك واستغفره. Do tasbih and istighfar.
It's a beautiful thing, yes.
That tells you tasbih and istighfar is higher than talking to people. Because when you do that, you're talking to Allah. That's your way of talking to Allah when you do tasbih. So, like I said before, it's better to talk to Allah than talk to people.
But that's only says when all people become Muslim. Remember, how they become Muslims? You teach them, give them dawah. I say this both go hand in hand.
We'll continue next time.
Inshallah. Remember me in your dua, inshallah.
You didn't film us, did you?
Well, it's a stream.
Am I on the video?
I wasn't pointing at.
No, it's no video. It's only a sound.
You were recording that speech.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what he does.
Where is it gonna be for me to watch it?
It's the name of
because if I did bad, I'm not gonna do it again.
It doesn't matter. You're supposed to come here and defend.
Yeah, this is all about. This is all we're sharing.
I'm tired of defending.
No, it's never, brother. Don't say that. Don't say that like it. Because devil is never tired of attacking. So why, as a Muslim, are you tired of defending?
Brother.
Yeah.
You know,
Shaitan is never tired. So we shouldn't be tired as well.
I cannot share with you my understanding.
Maybe
cannot share it with you.
maybe it's my fault.
I cannot share it with you because when Allah said to you defend, He doesn't say it to do it. He say it and He wants you to do it so that you later come to the realization that you can't really do it. If I say to you dry the ocean, can you do it? If you start, can you do it? No, what you should do, you should try it and then you should come back and say, God, please.
Try your best. Try your best.
And then you're not going to do it at all. After
But
all.
you have to try your best. You don't know. You don't know. Maybe Allah
You have
will-
to do that.
Maybe Allah
You
will
have-
barakah.
That's what I'm saying. You have to try your best. Because God wants you to reach a realization by yourself. He doesn't want to tell you because you're not going to get it. You only get it because look at children. The little baby, if you say to him, don't go that near that fire, it's going to burn you. Is he going to listen to you? No, he's going to go. But when the fire touch him, he never go back.
When Allah said defend, meaning when you have opportunity, you must do it. If you are provided with opportunity.
Later in life, you come to the realization and understanding that He is the defender.
How later in life? How later? How do you know you're going to be living tomorrow? So you have today right now, so you must share what you can.
But you have to reach that knowledge. You have to reach that level.
So you can never reach that level. You can never reach that level. Your
Who-
whole life.
who
will
said
go.
that?
Whatever level you're talking about, you can
You're
never
making me late now.
reach. You are not going. You are not going. You're supposed to be going.
If I
Speak
see
to you.
people want to talk, how can I
Yeah,
go?
I'll speak to you next week, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan.
So, how come you continue with the book?
Which book?
No, that one, because it got you in trouble with Mansour and...
Oh, do I care about what Mansoor says?
Huh?
Do I care about what Mansoor says?
But
Mansoor is my brother, but he can be right and wrong like everybody else can be right and wrong. And I believe Mansoor is totally wrong there. And I will tell him on his face, with respect obviously, no problem whatsoever. He's a very knowledgeable brother, mashallah. But like with every knowledgeable, there is some fallacy, not fallacy, but there's a mistakes. And I think Mansoor's ideology or thinking is very, I would say, blinkered. He's blinkered. He doesn't approach with open mind. Yeah, he's a bit too rigid sometimes, in my view. And if he open his mind a little bit, and at least hear the other side of the story. Yeah, if somebody is wrong, correct them with knowledge. He doesn't. He just completely his way or no way. So he just doesn't want to hear the other side. Like the other say, he says, what about if somebody reads Malik and not Maliki Yawmiddin? I say, in my view, that's wrong. He say, okay, I'm not going to talk to you. He just walked away. Really? Don't you want to know why I'm saying that? It's my opinion. If I'm wrong, educate me on that.
But here's the interesting part. I didn't get a chance to see the guy I was talking to before. You know, the one with had the little stand with his bag.
I know.
Yeah.
You talked to him a lot, yeah?
Yeah?
You were talking to him quite a long time.
It's hard to get away. But I was trying to ask him this question, and that is because he was talking about the prayer. So where does it come from, this official thing about you have to pray in Arabic?
No, it doesn't say that, obviously. But what we're saying is, the words the messenger of God taught us, his words coming from his mouth are perfect. As far because he's the messenger of God. He's inspired by God. So he's saying in a perfect words. And it's in Arabic.
Right.
So this is what a language, when you translate any language, you miss out something. There's always translation cannot be totally a duplicate of the original. It cannot be totally. It can be nearly, but it can. For example, Shakespeare. No matter how good Shakespeare you translate in Russian or African language, it cannot has the same effect as Shakespeare in poetry in English. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Prayers don't go to man, they go to Allah. So he can tell the difference, however you say it. Because he knows what language is. So Allah himself shouldn't need a restriction.
But what about if you're uttering the words which Prophet didn't really mean that? In the translation you could lose the meaning, isn't it?
No, but God can read your mind, so he actually knows what you mean.
So but why are you uttering it at all? You just don't need to utter it then just think about it and it will be.
No, because the instructions say that you have to pray like Muhammad.
Yes.
Yeah, but it doesn't specifically mention language, so you could you could interpret the part about
What
because
I'm,
it's
no, what I'm saying, if you don't know Arabic, that's fine. Read in whatever language you are, that's fine. But if you know Arabic and you can read in Arabic, then why not doing it exactly as he was doing? He was reciting in Arabic, so it's better to do exactly he was doing it.
but
No, it's not idolizing. He's a messenger of God.
But
No
there's many
idolizing.
messengers. So why can't we take
Because he's the last. Because he's the last messenger.
That doesn't matter. They're all
It doesn't matter. He's the last messenger.
Then it shouldn't matter.
They're not equal, of course. He's the Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is the only one who is a mercy to the world. There's no other messenger mercy to the world. The Quran says he is a mercy to the world. So but when you say they are equal, they are not equal because no other prophet is a mercy to the world. So you get your facts right here.
No, when it comes to Jesus, Jesus is the only true peace of this world.
The Quran says that he's the mercy to the world.
The Bible says
No. We're not talking about Bible. We're talking about Islam. How? So when you say according to Islam they are all equal, show me any other prophet is mercy to the world.
Well, you
No.
show me because you have the Quran.
No, but Quran. No. I said
You have to
Muhammad.
show me. You
No,
have to show me.
Muhammad is the mercy to the world. You want me to show you that he's the mercy to
No,
the world?
no, I don't care about that. You just
What
said
do you
that.
mean you don't care
You said
about
that all the other prophets. Quote me the other prophets.
No. You tell. You're not listening to me. You're deliberately doing that.
No.
Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is the mercy to the world.
yeah,
Yeah.
according to
What that
Quran.
means? To the world, he's the mercy. Now, if no other prophet is called, no other prophet is called mercy to the world. What does that teach you? About Jesus, he
But
says.
you can't say me that. You can't tell me that no other prophet without proof of those other prophets say words, right?
Show me then. You prove me.
No, you have to prove. You just
No,
mentioned
I-
other prophets. Prove.
No,
to me
I'm just
what the
telling
other
you,
prophets
Muhammad
said.
Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is the only one called mercy to the world.
So you
agree
don't
with
have
that?
proof of what the other
No,
prophets said?
do you agree with that or not?
According to your belief.
Yes. According to Quran, he's the only one called mercy to the world. No one else. Can you challenge me on that?
As I said, you're going to have to quote the other. You can't just say that. Oh, Muhammad is the only one that said this. When the other prophets that
I
you
don't
claim
know.
to
I
believe
don't know.
in.
He's deliberately playing ignorant.
No,
here.
because you have to tell me that they don't. Okay,
Quran
there's no
says,
words.
Quran says Muhammad is the mercy to the world. Rahmatul lil Alameen. Yes? And I'm telling you, Quran didn't talk about any other prophet is mercy to the world. What does that tell you? I mean, they were not, he was. So he was obviously greater than
Alright,
them.
according to
That's the
your
answer to your
According to your belief.
to your
Oh, we don't
confusion.
believe so.
Anyway, any other point?
Oh, several, but I'll let this
Okay,
brother
go,
continue because I don't
give another shot then. So,
another shot.
no prophet is equal to Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He is the mercy to the world, they are not.
According to you, but what mercy has he
Jesus
brought?
was only sent to the lost
The
sheep
last
of
message he
Israel.
said was, "I've come to fight all until all say there is no God but Allah and Muhammad is the message." So that's his mercy.
That's called jihad.
That's his mercy.
Jihad is not necessarily has to be fight with a war. Jihad can be of
Okay,
knowledge
then
as
how
well.
did his messengers?
So
how did his messengers execute that? How did the people around him execute that?
execute what?
How did they execute that demand, that command from Muhammad?
I tell you how he did that.
By warfare, right?
I tell you why he did that.
Okay.
He went to Makkah, conquest of Makkah.
I'm not care about all of that. I'm telling you, how did his companions?
Look at him. Look at him.
No, 'cause
Doesn't
you're
care
going
about
to me, you're telling me
I'm
about
telling
something I
you the
don't care
facts
about.
of what Prophet
So
did.
what did his followers do? The ones that followed that.
What they
command.
did was he followed his sunnah, like everybody should follow. And what was his sunnah was? Forgiving his enemies. How he forgive his enemies? He, in the conquest of Makkah, the worst enemies of his, who tried to kill him for the last 15 years, what he did, he forgave all of them apart from 6 people. 1 woman, 5 men. Even among them, their crimes were so big, even among them he forgave 3 of them. So
when he
out of
sent a letter saying
it,
Aslam Tuslam, become Muslim or die, was that a mercy?
show me where he says that.
Aslam Tuslam.
Show me that.
Do you believe that he says that?
Show me what it says
I want
that.
you to know.
I
does
don't
it say
know.
that?
I don't.
but you
I
thought
don't-
that
Okay, so I'm going to bring it up.
Yeah, bring
if
it
you
up.
try to defend that without reading it, then you've got a problem.
I like Jesus says.
Hold on.
No,
See,
no,
see
no,
what
no,
I'm
hold
saying?
on. You look.
I'm bringing something.
Yeah, you look for that.
Chill,
Like Jesus says,
wait.
when I give testimony of myself, my testimony is not true. That means he was a liar.
Nothing to do with what we're talking
He
about
gives so
right
much
now.
testimony of himself. That means he's a liar, or there's a context to that. Let's see Aslam Taslam. What's the context of that? You see, this is what the Christians do. They just pick and choose, nitpicking. When it comes to the Bible, they say, "Have you read the whole book?" If you quote Bible, then they tell you to read the whole book. But when it happens to Islam, they're so happy. One sentence
When
is
I show
happy.
you, you're going to have a
Some
problem.
Christians.
Yeah, go on then.
No, you have to say some Christians. You said all.
Some Christians. Sorry about that. Sorry. Some Christians. Hypocrite. I would say that. But one rule for Islam, one rule for Christianity. Actually, I have a question for you as well. Let's see if you can defend your Bible, yeah? I want you guys to defend your God. Actually, you tried to defend it last time. But let's see if they.
But no
the-
Muslim can defend their God. You can't defend your God. Every weekend.
I don't need to defend my God. I don't need to defend my God. My God is greater than everything He defends Himself.
Your
Who
God
am
will
I
bow
to
to my
defend Him?
God at the end of the day. So how do you feel?
Sorry?
Bel will bow that day. Isaiah 46. Allah
Okay,
will
let's
bow
get
to
to
his
Aslam
Jesus at
Taslam
the end of
first.
the day.
Let's
How do
go
you
to
feel?
Aslam Taslam first.
Before your belief.
Let's go to Aslam Taslam first.
Muhammad will bow. That's what it says. The day that every knee will bow on earth, Bel bows as well. That God, that moon God, will bow as well.
Well, Isaiah says that. Are you sure Isaiah says
Isaiah
that?
46. Go
Are you
check
sure
it out.
Isaiah says that?
Go check it out.
When did Isaiah live?
Go check
2,700
it-
years
go check
ago.
it out.
How old the
So that's a
manuscript?
prophecy.
Well,
That's
how
a
old the
prophecy.
manuscript
It
is? Manuscript is 2,200 years old.
Deal
So
with
there's
what he
a,
said, don't
there's
deal
a
with the-
500
deal
year
with what he
gap
said.
between
Deal with what he
Isaiah and
said.
the manuscript. How do you know Isaiah
Do you
says
believe
that?
Isaiah? Do you
How-
believe Isaiah? Do you believe he was a prophet?
I don't know. No, I don't know.
You don't believe he was
No,
a
no,
prophet?
Quran doesn't mention that Isaiah at all. Absolutely
Isaiah
not.
was a prophet.
We don't know. He may be, he may be not. We don't know. But what we're saying, even he was a prophet, he lived 2,700 years ago. And even the Christians say that there are three Isaiahs. First
What's
Isaiah,
that got to
Deutero
do with
Isaiah,
what I
third
just
Isaiah.
said?
Meaning there are.
I've just mentioned Isaiah
there are-
46.
yeah,
Go
that's
tell
not-
me something
that's
about
not-
that. Why are you talking about
That's not
Isaiah
original
this,
Isaiah.
that?
Even the
It don't make
scholars,
sense. Muslims
even
dance
the
like-
even the
you dance
biblical,
too much.
even the biblical scholar says it's a Deutero Isaiah. Exactly, exactly.
You're just throwing accusation upon accusation.
Isaiah 1 to 39 is original.
He's saying
From
his God is
40
greater than mine. I
to
said your God is
56
vast
is
towards
not
mine.
his
But
Isaiah.
he said he doesn't know Isaiah.
Yeah.
So you should
It's
know
what
Isaiah.
what he believed.
Where's the lineage of Isaiah anyway? You see, that's the answer.
Oh, no, I'm looking for
Because
something.
it's
They just like
I'm looking for something.
They just
How
like
can
to
you be
attack.
questioning me while I'm looking for something?
Anyway, Isaiah is not original manuscript anyway. Scholars say that this is
So what was the Torah then?
500 years.
Ask him what the Torah was.
Torah is the first 5 books of Moses, not Isaiah. Come on, man. Educate yourself a little bit. Torah is just Torah is the first book. Isaiah is not Torah. Are you really Christian?
He's drowning, but trying to cling with something else.
Is he Isaiah? Is Isaiah Torah? Michael, is Isaiah part of Torah?
Destroyed by Christ when he comes. So there's no point of driving.
No, is it part of
By
Torah?
throwing this doesn't help your argument.
books.
Listen,
By
Isaiah,
throwing
is
insult
it part of
doesn't
Torah?
help your argument.
It doesn't
Show you how
matter. It doesn't
ignorant
matter.
you are.
Can you tell him that?
It
I'm
shows
getting the
how
verse, huh?
ignorant you are by
I'm
throwing
getting the
this.
verse.
Look, your Christian brother will correct you.
Exactly.
Is Isaiah part of the Torah?
No.
No.
Did
So tell him that.
did that come out of my mouth that Isaiah was part of the
So
Torah?
why when we talk about Isaiah, why are we talking
So
about
why is,
Torah?
what's it, he's arguing by himself.
mentioned
So why are you talking about
He's
Torah?
arguing by himself.
We're talking about Isaiah, why are you mentioning Torah?
You're
Well, I
arguing
mean,
yourself.
what's the point? I
It
mean,
never came out of my mouth, but you've got this script.
So you're wrong here.
You've got this
So
script
you're
that you
wrong
have to throw
here.
back
So
to.
you're wrong
It
here.
You've
doesn't
got a
help
script
your
that you have to
argument.
throw
I
back.
show you
When
how
I say
ignorant you are.
Isaiah,
argued yourself.
when I say
You're
Isaiah
arguing
is
by
not
yourself.
original, he said then what is
Own
Torah?
scripture.
You know what he says? I say when Isaiah is not original manuscript, he said, so what is Torah? What kind of a
And not
question
even
is that?
Listen, if you want more passages, what Torah do
Okay,
you like?
Aslam Taslam.
What Torah do you like?
Aslam Taslam.
Joel 3 verse 2.
Do you have Aslam Taslam or not?
He doesn't have it.
He doesn't have
No,
it.
he doesn't
Why
have
are you
it.
arguing then?
Aslam
I'm
Taslam.
talking while I'm
Where is
trying
Aslam
to find
Taslam?
it.
Go on then. How long are you going to take?
We
How long
can't
are you
find
going
it,
to How long
man.
are you
We
going to
can't find it. It's all smirking in you, isn't it?
Bruh,
Yeah, you
it's
like
a-
to do
it's
that
a
to
joke
people. Let me
thing,
do
it's
it
a
to you
joke
today,
thing. I know.
man. You like to smirk, innit? Look at your
I love
throwing
smirking.
accusations
Yeah, I
doesn't
know.
help
The
your
girls-
argument.
That's all they do.
No, I like to do that to him.
It's not his fault.
Because
They
that's why I
they
saw
are
about him.
brainwashed by Islamophobes. They are brainwashed.
Yes.
They are victims.
We're the ones that are
They are-
brainwashed.
they are- they are-
These are the
they are
victims that
I'm
these
gonna-
are the victims that the Bible talks about.
I'm just proving you right now.
Only
What
a fraction
Bible?
of them will survive
What
for attacking
Bible?
Israel.
What
These are the
Bible?
people
Isaiah?
that the
You
Bible
talking about
talks about.
Isaiah?
All the prophets
We're
talk
talking about
about
Isaiah.
Where?
How do you know?
Job?
How do you know? How do you know
Do
that's
you believe
original?
David? Do you believe David?
You're talking about Paul, I guess.
Do you believe David? Do you believe
Which
David?
The one who
King
slept with
David. King
Bathsheba?
David.
The one she slept with?
believe him?
The one who done
I
adultery?
don't forget because we
The one
don't
who done
believe in
adultery?
we don't believe in Muhammad.
You don't want to talk about
Drink
David?
donkey water.
You want to talk about David?
Muhammad said
No,
drink
come back
donkey
to
water.
Come back to Aslam
He said
Taslam.
drink
Aslam
donkey
Taslam.
You want to talk about David?
No, come back to Aslam Taslam.
You want to talk about? He doesn't have
There's a
it.
dead donkey in the river.
Are you-
And
are you
Muhammad said,
gonna-
hey, I'm a prophet, drink it, it's good for
Hey,
you.
talk
Are you
to
gonna
us,
prove
talk
it?
to him. He's a Christian like
Are you talking? Are you
Talk to us,
talking?
talk to
It
us.
doesn't matter.
Are you talking
Aslam
about?
Taslam.
Brother, let me. Brother, you know what the God does? God of the Bible? You know what he did? When David slept with Bathsheba, you know what he did?
No, I didn't
He
know.
says, you done adultery, now your wives have to sleep with your neighbor. That's what they God did.
That was it.
I mean,
what it said in the
I mean,
Bible.
if that is not a definition of pimp, then what is the definition of pimp?
bro,
I mean, imagine if you done sex with
I feel sorry. I don't
somebody,
even-
your
I don't
wife had
even-
to do sex with
I'm
your
not even
neighbor. I
coming
mean,
from
what kind of a God is
It's not even
that?
coming from a
I mean,
place of
this is
anger.
the God they believe in?
I feel sorry for what's
Wallahi,
going to happen
seriously.
to them. in the
Anyway,
future,
Aslam
bro.
Taslam or
I
not?
feel sorry sorry for
I tell you, man, it doesn't help your argument. Just throw these accusations. It doesn't help you.
shows you how ignorant
It
you are.
doesn't matter.
You don't even know
You're
your
talking
Bible.
while I'm trying to find something.
Okay.
You can't
You're saying
find
find
it.
it.
Okay,
And
when
you're
you
talking.
find, when
so
you
that I
find
can't
it,
find
okay, when you find it,
How
come
do
to
you
me.
feel?
Let me
How
talk
do you
to
feel?
somebody
How do
who's
you
more
feel?
reasonable.
How do you feel?
Okay, when you find it, come to me. Okay.
No, you come to
Okay. Yes, brother. How are you?
Look at your first man. You
Absolutely.
can't.
Absolutely.
You can't. You can't. Free accusation,
So you're
man.
saying about the reason why people use Arabic is because that's what Muhammad spoke.
What? Arabic.
Yeah, so because Muhammad spoke Arabic.
This will help you. So we saying if you know Arabic, it's better to recite Arabic, but with understanding. Try to understand as well.
It doesn't upset me.
Said there about if you know Arabic, it's better to recite Arabic. Where did that statement come from?
Because we know how to deal with people like you.
No, it doesn't come from anywhere that you must recite in the same language. But I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that it's preferable, it says, because if you know the language of the Prophet, it's better to recite the same words what he was reciting, rather than in your language.
Yeah, but the important thing is, did Allah see? Because it's Allah who's receiving the prayer, isn't it? So should he be the one to determine how someone should pray? So if Allah never said it, that means that what people are following is not a scholar who came up with that, and not Allah.
No, but we will say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He planned everything. So He chose Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam as the last messenger. And He knew that his language is going to be Arabic. And Allah planned already to reveal His last message in Arabic. So when Allah decided the last revelation come in a certain language, so it's better for us to know that language and recite the words in the same language. It's better. It's definitely beneficial. That's what I'm saying. When Allah planned all these things, so we acknowledge that and we appreciate that He chose His last language for His revelation, Arabic. So we respect that language in a sense. I'm not saying that if you don't know Arabic, you can't do prayer. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, but the main question I'm asking though is, it's not. It's where did you're saying about what I said to you before about the declaration about having to do it in Arabic. If it didn't come from Allah, then it would have to have come from a scholar.
You mean the Shahada?
No. The idea because like there's a Muslim in Croydon. When I asked him, he was like adamant that it had to be in Arabic. So obviously he would have got that from somewhere. But if we look and find it's not from Allah, it's not from Muhammad, then
what I said to you earlier, that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he's a messenger of God, yeah?
Yeah,
he's a messenger of God. So he's inspired by God.
Yeah.
So the words he uttered as a prayer to God, it has to be in its perfection. You know why? Because he was inspired by God. So the words he uttered in a perfect form. So no translation can duplicate that. No translation can be as accurate as the original word. So that's why we try to copy the same original words as he said it.
Yeah, but
so the translation can vary. I told you, give you example. Shakespeare, in English, Shakespeare poetry. No matter how good translation, Russian, you can translate Shakespeare in Russian, but it has no same effect as Shakespeare in English. No matter how good that translation is. So we're saying that original words came to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he uttered those words. So we just try to copy the same thing, and I think it's this acknowledged. You should acknowledge, not acknowledge. What's the word I'm looking for? It's more preferable to recite the same words of what the messenger of God recite. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, you're right. No, but
you can add something.
Sorry, I'm asking a question. So you asked the question why the Quran was revealed in Arabic. Am I correct?
No, the prayers.
The prayers.
Why do people say it has to be in Arabic?
Because it was revealed in Arabic.
Yeah, but then where did that declaration come from? That's the question I'm asking.
What declaration?
Of that, a prayer has to be recited in Arabic, so Allah.
We do Salah.
Well, we do Salah,
but why it has to be in Arabic?
No, but Rasul explained it this way.
Yeah, he did it, but he didn't say that it had to be, did he? The Prophet and Allah, Allah or the Prophet said that had to be the case.
He didn't say it was supposed to be in the same language. It could be in any language. That's why he's saying why we do only in Arabic.
But we don't follow only that because there's consensus on that from the beginning of time. No, listen, in the time of the Prophet, they pray like this.
Yeah.
They pray like this, the Prophet pray like this, the companion pray like this.
Yeah.
You understand? So we just emulate what they are praying.
That's verse anyway. As-salam taslam, yeah?
Now what's the chapter and verse?
Accept Islam and you will be saved, yeah?
The chapter and verse.
What is that?
Is it the Quran or is it Hadith?
I believe it's Hadith.
Just get that from this.
Hadith. Okay. I need a reference.
From anti-Muslim thing, innit?
That's where you get it from, innit?
Even if I bring a Muslim website, you will say it's
Yeah, bring it,
anti-Muslim.
but we
That's
have to read the
funny thing,
context.
that's the
What
funny
context
thing.
he said.
Accept Islam or you'll be saved. Saved from what? Saved from
What's
the
wrong with
Muslims
that?
attacking.
You'll be saved.
No, because they're gonna.
You'll be saved. Meaning you will have eternal
So
life.
what
Don't
if
you
they
Christians
choose
say
not
that?
to accept Islam?
Don't you Christians say that if you don't
No,
accept
but what if
Christianity,
they
you'll not be
choose not
saved?
to accept Islam? What happened to the Romans?
You're not going to be saved.
They didn't
You're going
accept
to go hell.
Islam, but they did not
You're
accept
going to go
Islam.
hell.
But they did not accept
Yeah,
Islam.
but they're going to go hell then. They're
So
not
why
saved.
would they fight them? Because they rejected Islam.
What fight? What fight are you talking about? You are just mixing a lot of different things. I say to you,
Constantinople is not Constantinople anymore, it's Istanbul, Turkey.
Are you not saying
So
that?
obviously they fought
Are you
to
not
get
saying
that
that if you don't accept
Let's be smart
Christianity,
here, bro.
we are not saved? Are you
Let's
not saying
be
that?
smart here, bro.
You're saying the same thing.
But yeah, we'll not fight you because of that. Muhammad fought the people that he sent those letters to.
So David never.
So they
David
only had
never
the
fought.
option to accept Islam
So-
or the Muslims fight
Show
against
me.
them.
You're just making your
And
word.
that's what we've seen against history.
Can you
as
show
well.
me what the?
So Constantinople.
Are you going to give me reference or not? You see, this is what he does.
Pakistan is
He
no
quotes
longer-
something, no reference.
What,
He finds the Arabic word Aslam Taslam. Oh, Aslam Taslam.
Yeah, because that's the letters he sent.
Meaning
How
accepting
can
and
you, how
you'll
can you
be
be a prophet and send a letter to someone saying become Muslim or die?
Well, it's just a waste
and
of
that's
time,
the only
really.
options
I
they
mean,
have.
seriously.
If not, we'll fight you.
brother, I say to you, it's just a waste of time. Bye-bye, it's just a waste of time.
Yes, so-
Okay, look how hypocrite he is. Aslam Taslam. If I say to you, accept Islam and then you'll be saved. What's wrong with that? Accept Islam, what I'm talking
You say
about
the
here.
same thing as well. Christians say the same thing.
If you do not, you're not saved.
Accept Christ, you'll be saved.
I mean,
That's
if
what
you
said.
interpret, that means, oh, if you don't, I'm going to cut you. Come on, what are you talking about? There were people living. Look, Muslims rule all over the world, everywhere in the world. Because jizya, what is jizya? If you're not Muslim and you're going to be killed, why there's a jizya then? Jizya is for Christians and Jews, isn't it?
And
they,
it's less as well. The teacher is less for them.
Yeah.
We pay more.
No, the point I'm making here is, if he says, if you don't accept Islam, you're going to be killed.
Yes.
So what's the point of jizya then?
Brother, can I ask you, you look like a sincere brother. Can I ask you something?
Right. Arrogance, man, unbelievable.
So if you believe in a book like the Bible, for example, I'm not going to argue about the 66 books or I'm not going to argue about this.
Yeah.
How many different Bibles you have. But do you have a chain of narration who go back to Jesus Christ in your scripture? In your how do you call that? How do you call that? Papyrus, how do you call that? Your scribe. No, I'm talking from now. Go back to Jesus, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to answer.
Okay, go ahead.
This isnad or chain of narration
Isnad, yeah, isnad.
was invented by Muslim scholars, not by Muhammad or Allah, so it's just something scholars came up with, so I'm not too interested. Is your answer?
Oh, you can't answer.
Yeah, because did Allah come up with this isnad?
No. Why you throw the head hearing on me? I'm asking you a question. I said, do you have? You should be able to defend that scripture of yours. I said, do you have a chain of narration? Forget about Islam for 1 minute now. A chain of narration can be told by academics. They can tell you. Do you have a chain of narration?
They don't believe in that. You know why? They believe in the Holy Spirit.
Okay, forget about
There's
chains
the Holy
of
Spirit
narration.
guys.
Okay, do you have the roots or the foundation or the sources go back to Jesus? That's the scripture that you hold that in your hand. Do you have?
No, it came through other people.
From other people. So you're not sure that comes from Jesus then?
Yeah, because it doesn't matter.
What do you mean doesn't matter?
You want me to explain?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because we know there's only one God. That's the whole point about
Everybody,
belief.
Hindus say the same thing as well.
Yeah, but then he's going to reveal.
Buddhists say the same thing.
That's fine. So he's going to reveal to us.
But that's not a proof though.
Yeah, but there's no other option. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Go ahead.
Unless you can come up with it.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. So there's only one God, and he's going to have. What we presume is that he's going to give us his information to us, but
By who?
But since he hasn't sent an angel down, since we don't stand there and angels come and inform us, it must be somewhere else. So we seek, and what I've found is what's in the Bible.
So where that Bible you had in your hand came from then?
It doesn't matter, remember.
It matters.
No,
it
you're
matters.
ignoring what I'm saying
I
before.
can't believe in an information where I don't even know where it came from.
No,
There's a lot of gap
no, there's only
from
one
the
God.
people who
So-
said it.
Muslim as well, though.
Huh?
You believe in a lot of things you don't know where it came from.
We do.
In Islam as well, as well as Christianity. Christianity doesn't have a monopoly of not knowing where it came from.
I'm not saying a monopoly. I'm asking you a question. I say if you have a book, you have to know where the information come from, and you have to be testable and verifiable. So do you have this?
No.
You don't. But you believe in something someone wrote. How many years ago after Jesus they wrote that?
We don't know who
200
wrote the
years.
Bible.
Well, the oldest manuscript we have,
200 years after Jesus.
Yeah, 150 years, the
So
oldest one.
150 years after
Alright,
Jesus.
alright.
So do you trust that source? you trust it?
No, we trust God.
Does it make sense what you just said?
But actually,
Wait, I'll come to you. Let's deal with the Bible. Are you a Christian?
No, I'm agnostic.
Okay, 1 minute, I'll come to you. So let's hear from you where that information or that thing that you're holding in your hand now.
Yeah, but I was just saying to you, because you know this thing about the chain of narration that Isnad.
No, I'm not talking about Islam. I'm talking about the source of that information.
No, but that's what you said to me at
No,
first.
I'll brush this aside now. Because you don't believe in that. You don't believe in the Islam.
Yeah, but the reason
No, if you don't believe in the Islam, we shouldn't talk about the
Yeah, but the
Islam.
reason why you're asking all these questions is because of how you've been taught about the Quran.
No. I'm not talking about the Quran now. I'm not talking. No, it is, but I'm not talking about the Quran now. It is. We have a chain of narration. We have the Islam. You don't believe in that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, if you don't believe in that, I'm asking you a simple question. The Bible that you hold in your hand now, right? It was written 150 years or 200 years after Jesus, right? How do you know this word, what is in the Bible, is the truth?
Because it's the only thing we've got.
No. From you, I want to hear from you, not from me.
That's the answer I'm giving you.
Ask the same question about the
No, but I'm
We have the chain. No, we have the chain. You don't know.
We'll get to that
We have the
later,
chain.
but
He knows we have the chain.
you have to
We have
wait
the
a
chain. We have the chain of narration. Go back to Prophet Muhammad. We have.
What year was the hadith?
We have.
What year was
We have. Even the hadith as well, we have the chain of narration. We have the chain.
Do you know?
He's right. We have the chain.
We have the chain.
What year was it?
No, we have the chain.
Look, I know it's written in the book that you have the chain. But what year was that?
It doesn't matter, but we have the chain of narration. Even Bukhari. Listen, no, I answer your question. Even Bukhari have the chain to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's my point. It doesn't matter. Even if he come 500 years, he have the chain. But him, he doesn't have. He doesn't have the chain to Jesus.
They have the chain. But after
We have the claim. We know the
But
thing.
that's what you're asking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where can you show me where do you get that Quran from? So we're telling we have the chain. Then you say, okay, you have the chain, but you don't believe in the chain. But we at least
Now
have.
you come to hadith now. Now you come to hadith.
No, but the Quran is
Now you come to hadith.
What's the oldest Quran we have? What's the oldest Quran that we have?
The difference between Quran and Hadith is this: that Quran has been memorized from the very first day, and we know there are millions of people. No, what do you mean claim? People are memorizing right now. There are children who have memorized the whole Quran. So this has been happening from the very first day.
Were you ex-Muslim before?
Yeah, I was Muslim in the past.
Shia Muslim from Iran, yeah?
Iran.
But anyway, I don't know if you want to take the where is the Quran test? Do you want to take the where is the Quran test?
No, I don't want. No, you have to answer.
Why
No,
not?
I can. Listen,
Why
every
try-
single question, we can establish that. That's not the problem. We're not running away from that. If I don't know, it's part of my belief as well to tell you that I don't know. You understand? A man can't know everything, right? And I think it's honorable as well to say I don't know. Make sense? Not like people just throwing.
We shouldn't make something up just
Exactly. So it's honorable in my religion to say I don't know. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
I'm asking you.
Being
Can say
honest.
I don't know. I'm honest with you.
No, but I already gave you the answer.
No, you didn't give me the answer.
All right, so
You
what
didn't give me
question?
the answer.
What question you
I'll put the
asked?
question
Well, you
again.
wanna
Yeah,
answer,
you
all
have a
right.
Bible in your hand.
Yeah.
And how do you know that the trust or the reliability of that Bible was written after Jesus, 150 years or 200 years after him? What the content in it, who wrote it, is the truth or ultimate truth for you? Because this you're talking about salvation now in the Bible. Without the Bible, you don't have salvation. Am I correct?
Okay, I can.
You're talking something very big now.
That's fine.
Because if you believe in the Bible, no, let me finish. If you believe in the Bible, this is your salvation.
Yeah.
When you die, you're going to go to paradise, yeah?
I'm not just telling you stuff I know.
No, I
I'm
have
going
to
to be leaving
repeat
in 5 minutes.
it. We have to repeat it, the reason why. Then you
Not
can
with
tell
me.
me,
You
how
have to
do you
repeat
trust that source, what you have in your hand?
All right, I'll
Go
explain.
ahead. Yeah.
Okay, when we have the Bible, when I look around and see what's happening, we have.
No, why you keep bringing the Quran? Talk about your
I
Bible.
didn't say Quran. When did I say?
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes, so we have the Bible, and it came. One of the original groups that had the control over it was the Catholic Church. So, and that's where the Codex Vaticanus comes from. It's actually a Catholic one. I think it's written in Latin as well. So they've had that, but then even though they had the text from the Bible, and they've got the text now, they worship Mary, they serve idols, and they don't keep the Sabbath. But the same book that they have, that they say is the Bible they've had from all this time, is actually against what they're doing. So for me, there's only one way that can happen, and that's because it's the power of God that's protecting it. So even though they do practices which are different from the same Bible in their hand, I know it's been protected because of the information that's in it, which shows that what they're doing is wrong.
How? How do you know it's been protected? How?
I just explained.
How?
But you won't listen to me.
Biblical scholars say there is a fabrications and interpolations in the Bible.
Both you're actually ignoring what I'm saying.
No, I'm not ignoring.
But you say protected.
Yeah, you say
There
protected.
are interpolations and fabrications in the Bible.
Okay, what was
The
I
scholars
saying?
are telling us
That's
that.
fine. What was I saying about the Catholic Church?
What you were saying about Catholic Church?
Yeah, what was I saying?
Vaticanus, you talked about the Vaticanus, isn't it? They have the Vaticanus.
What else was I saying? No,
We're talking about the codex, isn't it? That's what I'm saying? That's what you were saying? Yeah.
No, remember I was speaking, I was saying some things about the Catholic Church. What was
You
I
tell,
saying?
okay, remind me. Maybe I forgot. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
see, that's the thing. You weren't, the bits I was saying which were important, you were ignoring.
Okay, you tell me. I'm listening to
To
you.
be honest, I didn't hear anything important. I tried to pay attention, but you're just going here and there. You're not answering the question. Can you repeat that?
The best thing you can do is if you watch the video on YouTube, you'll actually see the part where I'm actually saying the words.
Are you
Can you repeat that?
Of course, this
Yeah, it's
is
recording.
Are you recording?
No video, just
just audio,
sound.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's putting his camera down.
No, because I don't like this business.
No, it's nobody can see
all the
you.
Christians that get recorded, so why?
I'm not them. I don't do that. I don't go and record you. You know, don't throw what they do on me.
You don't can record me.
You understand? Yeah, but me, I don't like it. So that's it. Go ahead.
Can you answer that again?
Is it on the camera?
No, it's like that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
You didn't answer my question. You know that. You know that very well.
Or maybe repeat
There's no
that.
good answer to it.
Huh?
There's no good answer to your question. And you know it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
He
good.
knows it too. Let's be honest. There's no good answer.
Yeah.
You take it on faith. And he'll take it on
Or just be like me, say, I don't know.
No,
And that's honorable.
How many books are there in the Bible? Do you know?
It doesn't matter because
27 books.
no, because you're all ignoring what I'm saying. That's why I can't make my point.
No, I didn't know. I didn't.
I'll say
The history of the Bible.
I didn't. If I didn't get the point, I apologize. Okay, I apologize.
I'll say it again. So you got the Catholics; they have control.
He said
of
God
the,
protects it.
the Bible in terms of determining things like what texts go in, and also back in because they're the ones who took over effectively Christianity.
Which year was that, the Catholic king? Which year? Which century?
Nobody also
From the third century, fourth century.
last time I talked to you,
That's fourth
he
century
also
after
there's a
Jesus.
challenge there
Yeah?
as well.
Yeah.
If this is not from Allah,
And you believe
find
that,
the contradiction.
that's the reliable source. That's what from the
I'm
Catholic Church.
explaining why it's reliable.
Okay, why is reliable?
You see the Catholic Church.
Okay, why is it reliable?
So basically, the Catholic Church, they even at this time, and in those times as well, they do things like worshiping Mary, and they bow to idols, and in the Bible it says you should keep the Sabbath day holy, and they don't do that. And there's lots of other things they do, like saying that these people who died are saints, and the Bible says that all believers are saints. So they're saying things against the text that's in the Bible, but yet they have control of the text. So if they have control of the text and they're doing things which are against the text, why do we have the text now in the same form which is against them who had control of it?
Even though they have the control of the text at that time in 4th century,
Yeah.
it doesn't answer my question. My question is, how do you know the one who wrote that time, 200 years or 150 years after Jesus, Matthew or whatever, John, how do you know these sources is the ultimate truth? Because this is your salvation, you understand? There might be, because even it's just said now, some scholars they say there's some interpolation, there is some contradiction. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not us who's saying that, Christian scholar.
No, but you see, the problem is, I think you want me to explain it like a scholar, and when I'm not, I think you don't know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. We're using the Catholic Church. You say they have that reliable source at that time in 4th century.
They had to say something.
They had that source, that reliable source. The Bible.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No, that's what you said. That's what you said. What did you say?
No, the point is that they had control of it at that time because they had the military behind them.
That's what
But yet they're doing things which are against the text. So you can actually read the text that they have. They're doing things which are against it. So if they had the power and God wasn't in control, they should have been able to change it.
That's not my question. I'm not talking about changes of the Bible. I said to you, even you have 66 books or whatever. Whoever bring the original Bible, just say after 200 years, someone wrote the Bible. You know, you have some scribe, yeah?
Yeah.
What was their name, for example, first? Matthew, Luke, was it their name? No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you. The scribe of
their pen names, they're not their actual names.
Okay, what was their name?
We don't know.
Okay, you don't know. Okay. So just say Mr. X, Mr. Y, Mr. Z.
Yeah. Okay.
After 200 years,
Yeah.
has wrote the Bible with their own hand, and they say this is from Jesus.
Yeah.
Now, how you, in the 21st century, you feel that these people, when they write the Bible about Jesus, is the ultimate truth? Because this is your salvation. Am I correct? This is my question to you.
Yes. And like
I think this is a fair question, isn't it?
It's the same question you're asking before, and I'm giving the same answer, which is because it's protected from.
Because what they wrote in there, what the content in there, that's what is the truth. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, and the reason why I know it's the truth is because it's protected from the Catholics.
No, even it's protected. I can agree with that. They wrote it in their hand. It's protected. Even till now, you have the same Bible 200 years after Jesus.
Yeah, but the important
I'm
thing
talking about that 200 years. I'm not talking after that 200 years. I'm talking prior to that 200 years. Right? So 200 years from Jesus to this scribe, the one who wrote the Bible. How do you know when they were writing about Jesus, this is the ultimate truth? That's my question to you. After that, I don't care.
That's fine. Because of the fact it's protected. No, I'll explain. If you're patient, I'll explain.
I am patient, you see.
All right, so let me finish then. It's because of the fact that it was protected from the Catholics. That is why I know it's.
I accepted that he was protected from that time the scribe wrote it. I agree with you now, but you're not answering my question prior to that. That's what I'm saying.
But then who protected it? I'm saying God protected it.
No, you're not listening.
No, that's the point I'm making.
Yeah, but you don't have to. I can throw that as well. I can throw that as well. Listen to that. Listen to that question, yeah? Brother.
Not physical.
Sorry. For you to understand. I said to him, when the scribe wrote the Bible 200 years after Jesus, yeah? I'm taking him 200 years after Jesus.
Yes.
So the scribe was writing about Jesus, and I was writing, Jesus is this, Jesus is that. So I said to him, how do you trust that sources 200 years after Jesus? I'm not talking after that. What happened after that? I'm talking about that 200 years. Yeah, you don't even know their name. You don't even know their genealogy. How do you trust that source? Is that a fair question?
Yeah, but you mean like a scholar.
No, I'm not a scholar. I'm asking you.
Yeah, no. My explanation is that
Genesis narrative.
since it was protected, God obviously would have a reason to protect it, and he's not going to protect something which is right. That's my answer.
His answer is that God protected it for the 200 years. That's his answer. He said God, that 200 years God protected it.
Yeah, because it's protected through the Catholics.
But the scholars say it's not protected. Scholars telling us there are fabrications in the Bible, there are interpolations in the Bible, and we can find there are contradictions, but we don't have a time right now. We can maybe talk about it next time round. Or I can bring a lot of contradictions in the Bible to you.
Yeah, but that's...
I'll come. You understand what I'm trying? It's a question.
I understand all that, but then what you said...
But you understand as a non-Christian why we want that question. But the answer is not good enough.
Yeah, so you don't accept the answer.
No, it's not good enough. You know why I'll tell you that? Because you don't have, for us, it's not you, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about me. You don't have the gospel that Jesus wrote himself to his disciples. You don't have it. You have some scribe came after 150 years, mean that you get saved, you know, like a third party writing about Jesus. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what we say. We don't believe that. You understand what I'm saying? What we say now there is a flow in there. What the flow is, because 200 years now, someone is writing about Jesus, right? There is no connection to Jesus directly for that 200 years. Anyone can write about Jesus, say about Jesus. Even he just said, the scholar of the Christian Bible, they say it's the fabrication, it's an interpolation. No, also saying,
Let's say if he's
you
walking,
understand? So
and
you
the
have to
height
take
But it's still opinions.
Huh?
It's still opinions.
It's back, you know, back how many denominations? Over 100 denominations.
Because no one's actually going back to the time machine to verify.
Nobody goes to the time machine that it makes sense what the scholar of the Christian is saying. They say it's fabricated. So even John, they say, wasn't even written by John.
It makes sense for unbelievers. But
So just say the Hindus came to say, the Hindus, they came with the Bhagavad Gita. It's a million years. Same like you said now, someone write this and everything.
And did it come through someone who defeated them and took possession of it?
The Bhagavad Gita?
Yeah, did someone defeat them?
Yeah, they have war, they have and everything.
Yeah,
I'm just saying to you, I'm just saying to you. So they came with the same thing. And they said to you, this is the salvation.
It's different because
why is it?
It didn't go through someone who's defeated them.
It doesn't matter.
No, but this is the whole point of what I'm saying. So if that didn't happen to them, then I'm not.
Maybe I don't understand what you're trying to tell me about this. Maybe I'm ignorant of that. You understand? But I'm trying to explain to you. Right? You know, Islam position, we do have our sanad, and you don't believe in that. We do have our chain of narration. You know, we even know the chain of narration from the Prophet, peace be upon him, to Ishmael. We have that chain of narration. We know the father, the father Muhammad, his granddad, his tribe goes back to Ishmael. I know goes back to Abraham.
Alright, so are you ready for the let's find the Quran test? Are you ready for the let's find the Quran test?
What's the Quran test?
Let's find the Quran test.
What's the Quran test?
We can talk about it.
No, I said, are you ready for it?
No, what is it?
Brothers, listen, I have to go.
We
Yeah?
have to go as well. I have to go. Yeah. Just tell me the question. Because I'm coming back next week anyway. Tell me.
You have to wait because it's a sequence of questions. So as you answer, I ask you another one.
Okay. We'll do that. We'll do that.
If you want to be notified when I release any videos, then just click on subscribe, and then click on the bell, and select all. And so then you'll receive all of the notifications for when I release any videos. Israelites will return to take down Islam.